Hello, Spurs fans. Back again here. Doubleheader. Not on the same day, but doubleheader this weekend. Our last preseason friendly of the season, and then it all starts mattering. It all will have consequences. We will be going into the Premier League season next weekend. So this is the last time that Dave and I can sit back, for the most part, relax, and enjoy a bit of Tottenham Hotspur. But hopefully everybody's keeping well. Hopefully everybody had a good Saturday, a good weekend, good start to their Sunday. Great day yesterday. A good game in general, I thought, between two sides that were actually playing some lovely football. But then there were chances for both teams. Got to see, of course, a Mikey Moore brace. Matisse Tell, one of the better assists I've seen in a preseason friendly. I still can't get over that bit of skill that he used to be able to find Mikey there. And we're back at the training ground, which I'm a little reluctant for, because usually with the training ground, we get some of the worst camera angles you could possibly imagine. Dave has done actually an exceptional job on guessing silhouettes and figuring out which boots belong to which player. Doesn't help that most of them have their hair blonde or dyed blonde in the case of Richarlison. We do have, though, some maybe new faces in the preseason friendlies, because De Zerbi, for the most part, has kind of stuck with, you would say, a core, if you will, of some type of, I don't know, like 20 to 22 players that involve a heavy mix of youngsters and youth academy players. But we are seeing some new players today. Souza back into the team. Interesting. I thought he would be out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was
Um,
getting a move, Jack.
I think he was being rumored with Porto. Porto were happy to pay something like 15 to 20 million pounds. Like, you were like,
And Benfica.
and Benfica, that's right. And Dave and I have always said, he's really, really young. He doesn't look like he's necessarily probably ready to take on a ton of minutes or anything at Spurs. But to be fair to him, I've always said he actually looked okay when he came in under Tudor and towards his whatever very short time and spell that he had with us in last season. Williams Barnett back into the team. Lovely to see. We do have Bentancur, of course, someone that Dave and I show a lot of praise for, but maybe we kind of forget about because of the new signings of Tonali, Fernandez, and also just in general, maybe some of our worries have been more about up front, which kind of leads me to who's even playing up top and what this front three looks like. James Maddison returns to the team. This would be great to see. Also, good sign that he could potentially be available right for this Brentford game, because we were all a little bit worried about who would actually maybe be playing the 10. It could still be Gallagher. You never know. We know De Zerbi has a soft spot for him, but Maddison back into the team. Also, maybe dispelling those rumors that he picked up a late knock or injury. I think he even said himself on Instagram that he said it was all far from the truth. So don't believe every ITK rumor that you come across. Damola Ajayi, one of the best goals we've ever seen from any youth academy player, of course, in the Europa League, into the team. He could be playing up top on the right. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Dave, I'll shut up now. I mean, this is, once again, our last preseason friendly. Cheers.
Yeah, last preseason friendly. I don't think it's been a great structured preseason at all in terms of fixtures and the planning of it and stuff like that. But look, it's the last one off the back of a good 3-0 win yesterday. Let's see what some of these players can do. It's a squad, he's put out there with players that haven't had any minutes in their legs whatsoever. Danzo coming back in, we've got Madison coming in there, Fernandez back in today, which I thought would happen. It'd be good to see him back in that midfield. Bentancur coming in, Sarr, players that we haven't really seen across this course of the preseason getting minutes into their legs today, which is good. But, I think the team we've announced here, it clearly shows that we need strength and depth in that forward line very, very quickly, because it's just makeshift. It'd be interesting to see who plays up front. I'm just going to take a stab that I think you'll see Ajayi off one side, Williams Barnett off the other, with maybe Sarr up front, with Madison playing in the cam. But you just don't know what De Zerbi's thinking is. But Jack, interestingly enough, the bench is the exact same as yesterday's bench, bar the goalkeeper. We've got young Jack on the bench, Trinidad and Tobago. His dad played for them, Trinidad and Tobago. He's on the bench as the young goalkeeper today. But apart from that, it's the exact same bench as yesterday. Adewole, Byrne, Elliot Paris, Hardy, Tyrese Hall, Donnelly, Takai and Jack. Now, Donnelly has fallen out of the lineup over the last couple of games, which is interesting
Concerning.
because we haven't heard anything about his future at Tottenham Hotspur in terms of moves or
True.
him being allowed to leave or whatever, but he's not being selected. So it'll be interesting to see what the thought is when it comes to Jamie Donnelly, because I assumed if he didn't play yesterday, he would have played today, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, look, it'd be interesting. I think you've got Ty Hall. He'll come back in at right back like he's played all season, Jack. I think you'll see Sousa going at left back, Ben Davies going in at left side of centre back, and then, yeah, just pick whoever you think is going to form your midfield and your front line from there.
I mean, to be fair to your theory on Sarr playing up front, Madison playing up front seems a bit strange. Like it doesn't really suit, you would say, his play style or anything like that. You want someone like Madison to be able to kind of sort of be in those half spaces between the back line and the midfield, to be able to get turned, be in the final third, to be able to pick out a pass,
Mm,
have that freedom. I mean, he is the most number 10 like player with Luca Williams Barnett in the team. So it wouldn't really make a lot of sense for Madison to play as a striker, which I think rules him out. And then it's probably then a choice of, like you're saying, either Sarr, Ajayi, or Luca Williams Barnett. In the case of Ajayi, I think he's a very good right winger in terms of cutting in off of the right side. We saw again that incredible goal for him in the Europa League. I think that for the most part is where he was playing too. Wasn't he at Doncaster Rovers last
yeah.
season, if I'm not mistaken? And that's where he was playing against us when he came in off the right side. Luca Williams Barnett, if I'm not mistaken, has also been playing more off the left, cutting inside. So to Dave's theory that Sarr might be playing through the middle. It's not a bad one actually. To answer some of your guys' questions there
Um,
with William Webb in the chat. Big up.
look, could be completely off, but that's just what my
Can you
guess
break it
is.
down? Yeah.
But Williams Barnett is an interesting one today. You know, Mikey Moore sort of coming hitting back with 2 goals yesterday.
Hmm.
You know, it'd be interesting to see if that sort of motivates William Barnett today to maybe hit back with a couple of his own or a couple of assists today. You know, and it sort of raises his level now that Mikey Moore has sort of done the same. So it'd be very interesting, you know, because I think many people are looking at either one will are thinking maybe one of them will be kept around here, you know, heading into the season between Moore and Williams Barnett. So it'd be interesting to see now, because Williams Barnett did sort of initially take all the plaudits across the pre-season, but now that Mikey Moore is stolen the limelight, it'd be interesting to see the mentality of Williams Barnett and how badly he wants to grab it back.
Just on Mikey Moore, Dave, Lily White Rose was saying that he has to start now on the right side. I think that was maybe just his love for the academy players, but I wasn't, just by his tone of his voice. I just couldn't tell if it was coming from a an opinion perspective or from an ITK perspective because he sent a
Mm,
message to Mikey Moore. He recorded it, I think, put it out on X and on TikTok, and he was asking or just saying, best of luck, Mikey. If you do well today, hopefully that means that you get a start versus Brentford. And I'm
mm.
just thinking, like, is he saying that just as encouragement, or is he saying that maybe with something in mind that maybe Spurs Kudus, right, isn't available? Interesting that he's not even in the lineup here. No Solanke, no Udogi, no Van de Ven. Hard to know whether it's just De Zerbi not caring at all about risking them in this game, or if there are maybe still some injury concerns with some of them. It could be case by case basis for probably
Mm.
each of them. But any thoughts on that, Dave? Mikey Moore potentially sticking around and being a starter seemed like a stretch for me,
Well,
but I don't know. We
I
don't know.
think I think until we get some injured players back, the likes of Mohamed Kudus, and until we sign someone, then who else is there really to start out on that wing come the Brentford game?
And we don't know if De Zerbi would play Savino or someone like that straight away, on the right either. Yeah.
Well, there's always that. I think. Look, I don't think Mikey Moore initially impressed during the course of most of the preseason. That's why the Spurs initially accepted the loan offer from Cologne out in Germany. You know, but because they haven't brought anybody in, that has stalled. But Mikey Moore took his opportunity yesterday, and I do think, and we said this yesterday, when he tends to play at that Tottenham Hotspur stadium, it does tend to do something to him. He does tend to come alive and play a hell of a lot better. But I think right now, with the injuries and lack of signings, there is that opportunity for him to start there against Brentford. Is he
Mhm.
the answer long term this season? No, but I've never campaigned for Mikey Moore to be the main guy. But there's certainly right now, as it stands, a place in the squad as an impact substitution off the bench or something like that. Basically, what the kid is fighting for, first and foremost, Jack, is just to be kept around. After
Probably.
that, then it's about how he develops and what sort of, and how he trains and that'll dictate sort of what minutes comes around. But first of all, his main objective shouldn't even be looking at right wing. It should be, can I survive the cull and be kept around come the end of August?
Well said. Well said. Anything else to add to the lineup day before we welcome some people in here? No?
No, no, not a lot. I just actually, I hope Madison, balls out in that number 10 today. I do not want to see Gallagher in that number 10 come Brentford.
Okay. Please, Madison, play well. That's what Dave wants. It's
Yeah.
nice to see a real baller, like you said, back into that number 10 role. Let's get it started, though. Let's see some people in the house. Brett Loft is in here. Yep. So many players missing still, Brett. Hard to know whether it's injury related because some of them are actually injury prone or coming back from injury. like I said, it could be a case by case basis. Ribsy, the one and only, good to see you, Ribsy.
Yeah,
Same day for
Rizzy.
me. Same day for me, boys. Just midnight and 9 p.m. Big up Ribs.
Good to
We
see you,
also
Rizzy.
have William Webb, who's asking about the number 9, and he's calling it the worst preseason in history in terms of, I think, the preparation.
Yep.
Also, even just the fact that De Zerbi can barely even field a front 9 right now is, or not front 9, front 3 right now is crazy. It's crazy.
It's been disgraceful. Even these games since they got back from Australia and New Zealand, it doesn't feel like it was planned. It feels like these clubs were over in England touring
Yeah.
and offered Spurs the opportunity of a couple of games.
Uh-huh.
Because we played Getafe twice back to back. We played them in the 70-minute game, and then the under-21s mixed with some of the senior players went and played the game after against them behind closed doors, and then these 2 games. There's been no planning to it whatsoever. Then you look at the tour of Australia and New Zealand. Tottenham were offered a lot more games out there, but because De Zerbi didn't want to be there with the squad, he refused and turned them all down. So you sort of look at it, and it's just been one piss poor planning of a preseason completely. It doesn't give you the best feeling going into the season that you're 100% ready. We're still waiting to see some of our players, for fuck's
Mhm.
sake.
Paul is in the house from Lanzarote. Hopefully, you're having a good time, Paul.
Oh,
Thanks for
big up
even
Paul.
joining us if you're over there on vacation. We also have Mark P in the house. Good to see you, Mark. William
Big
Webb's
up,
in
Marky.
here. Adrian
William.
Chia. Didn't we play Hoffenheim yesterday? I'm confused. Yes, we did, Adrian Chia. You are not imagining things, but it is a doubleheader. Pick up, Adrian. Hopefully, you are thinking about a new third kit society for a player like Dave mentioned yesterday. Maybe this is not a bad shout. My friend Aiden is in the house. Pick up to Aiden. He's saying, Danzo hoops, we are seated. Danzo, I have a huge soft spot for. And when Dave did ask me yesterday if there is somebody that I would get on a new kit, I'll be honest, like Danzo is not a bad shout, really, because he's someone I really, really like. Someone that I think has good character about him. Just seems like an incredibly nice guy.
Mm.
I thought maybe I know I showed him a lot of praise. Dave showed him a lot of praise last season. I thought Danzo was one of those guys that was kind of like sort of a role model in a sense of when everything was going absolutely terribly, to be perfectly honest. And he's just a player that I kind of admire for the fact that he's not maybe the most technical on the ball, but he somehow kind of gets away with it. Seems to actually occasionally surprise you with a decent pass, works exceptionally hard. I mean, just throws his head at everything to sort of clear things away.
Mm.
I'm a big Danzo fan. I do think he'll be mostly seen as a backup for the season, but I'm just saying,
Question, though.
not a bad shout for maybe a kit and a bit niche to have a Danzo one. I'd be like, damn, this guy's cool if he has a Danzo kit.
Question on Danzo, though, Jack. Now, we see him as a bit of a cult hero, right? And he has been since he's arrived. But I just wonder, the fact that we've seen very little of him pre-season,
Yeah.
and he made that massive mistake in the game at home last season under De Zerbi. I wonder, does De Zerbi rate him?
And in the preseason friendly, he had a pretty shocking howler, to be
Yeah.
fair. I'll be honest, one of the worst pitches I think we've also ever played on, the way
Oh, yeah,
that
of
ball was
course.
bouncing. But still, like, he is professional. That still shouldn't happen.
But
for the
I
most
just
part.
do wonder, is he in De Zerbi's long-term planning or thinking, like, does he have a chance in the De Zerbi? Because you look at the centre-backs that De Zerbi prefers. He does prefer ball-playing centre-backs, and that is a massive area of weakness of Danzo, and it led to the mistake that he made at the end of last season at home. Which ended up costing us a game. If we would have got over the line that day, maybe we would have went on that 7 out of 7. And I just wonder, I just can't wrap my head around on why we haven't seen him a lot more this preseason, especially given the lack of options we've had available for games.
100%.
How has he not played more?
I think there's definitely something there, which is partially a good answer for why, if you were to get the Danzo Third Kid Society, Adrian, how long
I'd
is he
still get
actually
it. I
going to
love
be here?
Danzo.
Okay.
Everyone loves Danzo, but I wonder will
Yeah.
he be here beyond this season under De Zerbi?
No, it's fair. It's a fair concern. Part of, I think, the joke and the bit with Adrian too is that we're like thinking of the stock of the third kit. How long can that third kit last? How long will that player be here? With Danzo, Dave is right to maybe be a little bit skeptical.
Also,
With him.
should we be reading into too much that Dubravka's not the choice today for goalkeeper? Is he injured?
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, we haven't seen him at all.
Well, we've seen him in that one game.
Didn't we see him a bit against Chelsea too?
And then Kinski has played most of it, but I just wonder why today Austin has been drawn in and not Dubravka.
Well, Austin, I guess, maybe needs one maybe just a couple of minutes. I'm not
Bradford's
sure.
not even on the bench.
It's part of the confusion and part of the joy, but also
Yeah.
the issue with preseason. A lot of it doesn't make sense, and maybe part of it sometimes there isn't really a ton of logic behind it other than, yep, we're just going to give this guy some minutes just for the sake of it. Really, sometimes Benton Core already starting off with a little bit of class
Maybe.
there with the way he received it there, Mr. Benton class, and rocking the black boots, which I love as well in midfield. But we have gotten kicked off here, everybody. So many people in the house already. Really, really appreciate you. Thanks to as well C4's in here. Definitely a very unique lineup. Well said, C4. It looks like, from what I could tell, maybe Madison might be up top. Sar looks a little bit deeper. No, I actually see Madison now the deepest. Ajayi could be hard to say. It also, maybe, you never know. It could be like a PSG style, very fluid front three. You never know.
We'll know in the next 5 minutes
We'll
how
know
it's
in the
sort
next
of
5 minutes. I'm just
pans out.
talking to
Yeah.
talk. Big up to Stevie Frazier. Neil Shafton's in the house. Big up, Neil. Saying, I'm back in the club. It has been a weird few years. Things are actually looking up. Here's my first SC for 2026, 27. Happy for Mikey Moore, but preseason for show for regular for. Thank you, Neil Shafton. Sometimes in the morning, as people know, I'm already a pretty terrible reader because I can only really read with one eye. But then also when in the morning, it's already never easy. Decent chance there for Hoffenheim. Missed. Lesser known, like I said, in the house. James Lindsay, big up to you, James. Robert Gooden, Dave Janola, Shemi Tan's in here. Big up, Shem. Too early for a kebab, Shem. Too early, even if we get a win. Unless there is a version of a breakfast kebab.
Lunchtime kebab.
Lunchtime kebab, fair. Actually, for me, too early. Not for you. Maybe a perfectly timed kebab, actually, after this one.
It's one of them. You eat a kebab at lunch. You don't really need to eat dinner.
Mm-hmm. Adrian Chia is saying, Danzo's a nice bloke. Don't want to jinx him. That's right. You had bad luck already. Woo!
Oh,
Dangerous there. Williams Barnett nearly sniffing out a mistake. You wonder also, like to Dave's point about Mikey Moore kind of saving himself, saving his stock a little bit with De Zerbi. It's right to point out that Williams Barnett maybe hasn't played as much recently, but Williams Barnett is a guy that pretty much did a lot to probably secure maybe some type of faith or some type of trust from De Zerbi compared to Mikey Moore. And now we get to see him again, probably, I would imagine, playing in off the left. It's been actually, once again, a pretty fast start. These two teams are quite fun to watch playing each other, both very high octane sides. And then Jerome here saying, I disagree, Jack. The pitch was actually not that bad. And Danzo just got caught out again. Unpopular opinion, but I think Danzo will fail under De Zerbi's system. I think Dave was kind of wondering a little bit about that too, Jerome. You were there, I think, Jerome. That's right. From what we could tell on camera, man, the way that ball was bouncing, literally, when they would just pass the ball, you don't usually see the ball like rolling and skipping as if it's going over gravel. That's what it felt like it was doing. But I don't know, maybe it was just a particular area of the pitch or something like that. But to me, I didn't think the pitch, one of those pitches we did play on, looked absolutely shocking to me, to be perfectly honest. Just the way that even the Danzo moment looked, it did look like it kind of took a weird, funny skip. But they play on still better pitches than we ever get to. So it's not really much of an excuse or anything. Just
big
saying
up
it.
though, Jerome. Good
Big
to
up,
see
Jerome.
you. Good to see you this morning. Evening for you. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man.
I know maybe I'm also insulting probably a lot of the Australian listeners because that was a Sydney pitch, if I'm not mistaken.
More use for the AFL though, isn't it? Or no, rugby pitch. No, that was the one in New Zealand. Sorry.
Big up though, Jerome. Good to have you in the house. Jamola Jai played him behind here.
Are we just playing two up top and no striker?
Could
Because
be
if you look
two
at
up top. Yeah,
if
good
you look at
shout.
it, Adamola and Williams Barnett, they're not actually playing as wide men, if you know what I mean. They're sort of playing centrally a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But again, also with the training ground camera angles, it's always harder to kind of get
Yeah, well, that's true.
the shape in general. But I think Dave is onto something there.
We're on silhouette watch.
Mm-hmm. Just the way that they kind of were set up parallel with each other, kind of both as high as each other, not one maybe higher than the other when they were pressing.
Are we getting 70 minutes here today at the training ground or 90, Jack?
I'm not sure. I didn't see any news that it would be 70. Looks like we might be getting our full price. Jerome, though, get ready. Last preseason friendly, my friend. And then it all starts getting hectic. Big up,
Oh,
Jerome.
no. Okay, that's all right. I thought we gave a sloppy back pass there. Ref, you got to blow your whistle, ref. Can I get you just to refresh on the match there, Jacko?
Yeah, sure.
Please. It's definitely my internet, but if needs
No,
be, I'll post on the YouTube comments. Oh, Bentancur. No Bentancur.
lovely pressure from Luka Williams-Barnett. Out for a throw. Skunkworks is in the house. What the F is this forward line? Your guess is as good as ours. Dave has actually been making some good shouts so far. Stevie Frazier saying, is it too much to ask to get a higher pole to put this camera on?
Honestly.
Can we get
Or
the
even just,
Southampton coach to maybe set it up for us?
Or even just have a little tennis boot like they do for the umpire in tennis on the halfway line so that he can, you know what I mean?
What was the Southampton's coach name who got caught for cheating? He would definitely know what a good camera angle
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Great comment, though, Stevie. Great comment. Kate Rixum, good to see you. Al Ben, what a waste of money Solanke has been. He can't stay fit, and he's not good enough. That's what I'm worried about Solanke. Could it actually be another injury issue? And if that's the case, I mean, come on, man.
Do you know what it is with him, though, Jack? I wonder how the extent of these injuries. You know, is it a case where because he's not feeling 100%, he's not putting himself out there, which you would argue no footballer ever feels 100% going out there, or is he genuinely that injured? You know what I
Is he
mean?
becoming a
I'm
bit
starting.
fragile? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to question like if he's feeling a niggle in his ankle, is he going to roll himself out there for that game, or is he just going to go on injured? Like that sore throat one against Arsenal for the North London derby. Like I've never seen a professional football player ever be out of a game due to a sore throat. You know what I mean? It's just it's madness, and that decision there just sort of leaves me questioning: is this guy sort of willing to put himself through that pain barrier a little bit?
Ooh, Ben
Seems
Davis.
like the type of guy he gets out of bed, he stubs his toe, and he goes, "No, can't play."
I will say, though, one time I stubbed my toe on my stove, and I'm convinced that I probably broke it because I had a swollen toe for a good 9 months that year. It was just like it was purple,
Yeah.
just swollen, and I never bothered to go see the doctor for it because I was like, who would go to the doctor for a stubbed toe? But I'm convinced I actually did break it or sprained it to some degree. Big up, Wayne Bonner. Good to have you. So many people in the house. Really appreciate it. El Dante saying, I've said weeks back that I don't think Danzo is a deserving center back as he isn't comfortable with the ball enough at his feet. He is one of those players that is a penalty box defender. Yeah, that's probably well put there, El Dante. I think Jerome seems to be thinking the same thing. I'm a huge Danzo fan, though. Ty Hall, though, nice little play. He's got time and space here. Not sure why he's going backwards. Maybe because he has no one forwards. Once again, hard to tell with this camera angle.
He could have gone into the space there himself. Fucking hell.
Danzo here, though. The cult hero. Don Papa, Solanke versus Richie. At least Richie's on the field and scoring. That's my point. Danzo can't even get on the pitch.
Look, it's not even a debate until Solanke can get himself fit, unfortunately. It's just not. There's no debate until Solanke can get himself out there. We are struggling to get out our own half here the opening 10 minutes.
It was that way a bit yesterday because they play very expansive brand of football. It looks like Hoffenheim. They were pressing us. And there was that one stage in the first half where Hoffenheim, I felt like, had us pinned back on our own half, and they had control of possession for a good 10 minutes, I remember.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Spurs taking their time with this free kick.
Taking their sweet time.
Fired back to Austin. Austin gets it cleared out of play.
Well, get rid of that.
A lot of people on the touchline there. Behind closed doors training ground game, but there's probably a good 100 people on the touchline there.
Jesus Christ. They've rolled out chairs just to fill out the sidelines.
I was going to say, I think we need to if we're going to do these behind closed doors training ground games, I think we need to upgrade some of the facilities. Need a higher pole, need a better camera. but that also might need a few stands, just a few. Like a Northampton Town maybe kind of setup. Also just going to see if Hoffenheim at all have maybe published their lineup for this. They haven't even published a lineup.
Oh, well done, Williams Barnett. Williams Barnett is away here.
Ajayi. Here he is. Cutting inside. Ajayi!
Oh, blocked.
Scored one of my
Not
favorite
bad
goals,
effort.
honestly, ever. Doing these watch-alongs with Dave in the Europa League. Demolo Ajayi. One of the most beautiful goals.
Yeah, it was against Elfsborg. Remember, we were fucking shite all game. We were sitting there like, how are we not ripping these apart? He brings on the youngsters and we go and score 2 quick goals.
Beautiful goals as well. Mikey Moore scored one. It just shows.
Scarlett scored one as well, didn't he, that day?
Mhm.
Was it Scarlett? Yeah, I think it was.
Sar looks to be pressing the highest right now. It's really hard to tell what the shape is. It could be the case, like I said, maybe a bit of fluidity amongst the. Oh, good pressure there, nearly turning it over.
And again, unlucky.
That's 25% of the medical team on the touchline, says Skunkworks.
That's Lang and his entourage. That's the transfer committee.
Limpy down under is those the medical players watching on? Yeah, probably. Everyone is.
Ooh.
Some people. Oh, Madison. Can you find Ajayi?
Good ball. Unlucky.
Maybe just too much in front of Sar there. Or no, that was Danzo. Danzo was in the box.
Good
I'm not
pressure.
doing too terribly with my silhouette guessing so far. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody. Limpy down under. Good to have you. Yes, indeed. Some people are asking, are we playing Hoffenheim again? You are correct. Ooh, Bentancur did not seem to see the Hoffenheim player there. Easily intercepted.
Oh, from Bentancur.
Hoffenheim player tried to spray it in behind, but there were too many center backs in the way there. They're down our right-hand side here. End to end, I would say in both of these games, where whichever team has the ball immediately is in the opposition half. Yeah. There's not really a lot of backwards, sideways passing between both teams. Shot from distance, well over the bar. Probably going into the golf course. So far, Shem, I would say Ajayi and Barnett are probably more likely the forward players. Senesi. There's Vicario. Look like Odebear there.
Richie.
Brandon Austin has somehow passed it out from a goal kick for a corner. Fair play.
Good pass.
Just the look that Danzo gave him there.
Good to see everybody, though. Over 200 in-house. Hopefully you're all keeping well, having a good weekend, and smashing our like button. That'd be nice.
Yeah, please smash the like button, please, everybody. Far too early for me, but as we know, we all have Spurs addiction, Spurs sickness.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's one of the worst corner kicks I've ever seen delivered in my entire life.
Challenge for the next player, whether it's Hoffenheim or Spurs, is to keep it on the pitch. Come on. Andy Robertson. Look at Van Hecke there.
Van de Ven.
What the hell's... Oh, my God.
Penalty.
Are Spurs play going to do this again, man? I'm sorry. I'm going to lose my rag with this. Why is it that they do all this side cutting to the side when the ball is in play?
And we've given away a penalty and we haven't even been able to see what's happened.
And we've missed it.
Who out there in the chat thinks Zach should write Spurs players strongly worded email at the end of pre-season, giving them their pre-season report? I think that'd be classic, Jack. I think you should give them their pre-season report at Spurs player.
It didn't look like a penalty either. It looked like
Madison.
It looked like Madison did, but it looked like a foul. But I wasn't able to see it. Austin drove the right way. Goal for Hoffenheim. Hlotzek scores, it looks like.
Ugh.
At least I think that's Adam Hlotzek. Yes, it is.
Fuck's sake. We've been shit the opening 15 minutes anyway. Disjointed, barely been able to get out. We've been crap.
Good goalkeeper. um, Neil Shafton, really generous, man. Thank you, sir. Saying Dave's got the biggest balls of them all. More, more,
I do.
more. How do you like them? How do you like them? More, more, more. 70s hit, disco hit. Danzo with myself. Generation X. Glory, 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 Tottenham Hotspur. I'm back. Spurs are back. We are back. Neil, always have you back. Perfectly understand. Spurs, I mean, they put you through the ringer, my friend. They don't need to be here all the time. It's people have lives. They also, as well, probably just have their tolerance of Tottenham Hotspur and the football in general. Good to have you back
Yeah.
with us. Always considered you part of the family. Welcome back, sir. Thank you for the generous support, though. Just been nice to see you on recent streams. You've been here for a few of the panel shows as well, Neil. So it's good to have you.
Very, very kind of you, Neil. But you are right. I do have the biggest balls of them all. What I will say is, currently, we're working on it with it going down and stuff like that. So long may that trend continue. I can actually get back to having a normal bollock size, to be honest with you, Neil. Because believe me, there is nothing to brag about. It's actually quite scary, to be honest with you. It's just I'm one of them. I don't really take too much seriously, so I just smile and go on. I will go on.
Beautiful outside the foot pass Madison had earlier to Williams Barnett.
Rhythm is a danzo. He's your soul companion.
Ball sprayed out to the right here. Danza one-on-one. Or sorry, Ty Hall one-on-one. Did really well there. It also didn't look like a penalty to me. But again, the camera angles are so shocking. It looked like Madison had his back completely turned. And then the player was just draped all over him. And then somehow it ended up being a penalty for Hoffenheim. Not that it really matters. It is a friendly.
Could have given Madison some of my balls there, might not have made that.
Maybe.
Give it away.
Oh, good turnover here at Jai. He finds
here we go.
Sar. Can he see
on,
Williams
Pappy.
Barnett?
Go on, Papasaurus Rex.
It's just, it is kind of funny that we probably have had 4 or 5 penalties that were clear, obvious penalties denied this preseason. And then the one that is debatable is given against us. Just pointing that out.
Souza, Madison. Jeez, Madison.
I know it's 4 in the morning, but I do apologize for my crash out there. I'm just absolutely sick and tired of, like, we missed some of the most important goals, like, because we're staring at Van Hecke's hat. Just don't get it.
It's legit, though. I think you should send them in their preseason report, let them know where they need to improve, Jack.
Well, I think this is where you could ask for the refund, Dave. It's like, I've technically missed all the goals because you guys are zooming in on Kinski's nostrils, like I said yesterday. In behind here, though, this looks like a good chance. Oh, almost
Sar nearly getting on the end of that one there. It's come across the 6-yard box. Corner kick to Tottenham Hotspur. That's much better, though, play from Tottenham. I think it was Williams Barnett initially got on the ball and started moving it. Corner kick. This is
Danzo. Spurs play to miss the penalty being taken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or you get something pop up on the screen, battery on 5%.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
Honestly, sometimes with the way they're recording these games, you think they're recording them on the camcorders. Yeah, let's go.
Ben Davis.
Offside? Offside. No, it's not.
No, it was a goal.
Let's go. Benjamin Button. We're not even calling him Davies. He's as old as Benjamin Button now. That's his new name. Let's fucking go.
Benjamin, fountain of youth. Benjamin cannot leave. Davis scored here. Great header.
The comments I sent you the other day, and he goes, well, maybe there's a reason why I'm still here. I'm like, dude, you've barely played any games over the last 2 years. Fuck off. But good finish here. Good header from Benjamin. It's a great header, actually.
Might be an own goal.
Is it?
It might be a header. It also looked like a bit of an own goal, potentially.
Jack wants to discredit Davies. He can't possibly score.
He can't possibly score that. He did miss an absolute sitter in that Chelsea game or whatever it was. One of those games.
Oh, Souza. Good.
No, not Chelsea. I think it was whoever we played in the first match. Charlton, I believe it was. Missed an absolute peach of a header.
Do you know what? I forgot we played them.
It's probably good trivia. Deserby's upset about something. Gotta love him.
Even the way he moans, it's so funny.
No, it's probably one of my favorite things about Football
Oh,
managers are the ones like that who do not hide at all their frustration on
yeah.
something.
Could be winning 5-0. He sees a sloppy pass. He's so mad.
Good
Oh,
play here from
Hoffenheim on the break
Hoffenheim.
here. Looks to cut inside. Gets the shot off.
Sheesh. Good shot. Great goal, says Del Boy. Ben the Goat strikes again, says Shemtan. Give him a new contract till 2030. God damn it.
You guys are shameless.
Neil Shafton saying, I bet Dave in late October, me and the wife should be in Ireland watching some games together with Spurs, going up to Aberdeen, Edinburgh, Glasgow, back down, checking out Hibs or Hearts, Celtic, and Rangers. So haven't gone up to Scotland. Lovely, Neil.
It's not Ireland. I thought you said he's coming to Ireland.
Maybe he's going to Ireland as well, but maybe he's catching some
Oh,
footy in Scotland and then watching some Spurs
yeah.
games in Ireland. Maybe that's how I read it, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It should be in Ireland. Let us know whereabouts you're going to, Neil, if that's the case, my man.
love Edinburgh, by the way. Beautiful city.
Jeez, that's a good tour of Scotland he's got going on there.
I did wish I went to Glasgow, though, just for the accent.
Big up Skunkworks as well, by the way. Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're
Mhm.
keeping well. Short corner here from the Hoffenheim. It's delivered in. Good clearance.
Bentoncourt, a huge clearance. Madison.
Right, this is boring me. Let's get down, Leon. Come
Do you
on
mind
now.
if I get my coffee, Dave? I'll be back in
Work away, Jack.
2 seconds.
Work away.
Spurs player probably going to find a way to get me upset.
Jack's got the soy milk on heat. Soy milk latte for Jack. Guys, since Jack loves coffee, put in the chat what's your go-to coffee? Cappuccino, latte, macchiato, espresso, drip coffee like Jack. Let us know. What gives everyone the buzz they need for the day? Free kick here to Hoffenheim. He's eyeing it up. He's gone for goal. Oh,
My coffee maker just growled at me.
I thought that one went in there for a minute. I was about to go and kill Brandon Austin. You back, Jacka?
Yep.
Cappuccino for Limpy Down Under. Spurs player will cut away to Jack making a coffee.
Unfortunately, we missed the goal. We've had to tune into a fan making a coffee. Oh, my Lord.
Get a short
Water break.
video every match day of Jack getting these
That's
coffee
so
prep
funny.
together.
It did growl at me, the coffee pot. Once I poured it, then it just made this noise. Probably the noise of like, what the hell are you doing up this early? I'm supposed to have a few more hours off.
No, I know yesterday, you didn't get your ratios correct. Did you get them right today?
Oh, yeah. Let's do a little taste test. See if Jim Skin would approve of a burnt bean or a non-burnt bean. A little too hot to tell yet. A little too hot.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We don't want to be burning the root of the mouth because then you won't be able
burn,
to taste it.
burn the bean of the tongue.
Everything you put in your mouth will taste the same then after that.
No, yeah.
Water break again. We've lost our game. We've lost the game.
Water that pitch down. It's only been 20 minutes.
Honestly, it looks like that cameraman is hanging off a line with it looks like he's on a zip line, that cameraman.
Yeah, it looks like it's like there's one guy on his knees and then there's just the cameraman like holding it as high above his head as possible. I don't even know if it's from a tower.
Honestly, when Spurs go from defense to attack, you look at the sideline, you just see the cameraman zip lining down the side to keep up with play.
Benjamin Button Davis, absolutely right, Neil Shafton.
Large black coffee, strong, no sugar. That's exactly like Jacko.
Just
Big
like
up
me.
Sligo Spurs. Good to see you. Just as you're entering, what coffee do you like? Dave, do you know there's gone salted caramel latte, Jack? Is that taking the piss when it comes to coffees?
I mean, I'm not the biggest judge because kind of like what Wayne Bonner is saying, or someone else said it with the American coffee being a little bit bland and boring. I kind of agree. I just happen to like it that way. I'm very American in that regard. I like sort of a just regular drip coffee, which is not really that common anywhere else outside the US, or maybe just outside more Western Hemisphere for the most part. So I'm not really the biggest judge of coffee. I will say though, the benefit of the coffee that I get and the benefit of the coffee that I make is that it's ready very quickly for the most
Yeah,
part. And then you get a large quantity of it, which is nice. So you don't have to like remake another one. You get to just pour another cup super easily. And then lastly, of course, is when you're at a Starbucks or something like that or a coffee shop, almost sort of like skipping the whole wait time in the queue. They just pour it for you right there. And then there it is. Bang in your hand.
that's fair.
So the convenience is nice, but it is
Don
a very
Pop,
American trait to have 32 ounces of black water essentially in your cup.
Don Popper says, short black, no milk for real men.
Good.
Yeah, there we go. You're going to upset Kate Rickson, who's in the chat today with that one. And then Neil Shafton says, rain or coffee? Can you educate us
Rainier.
here, Jack?
Yeah,
Rainier?
Rainier. I'm not does Rainier I'm not sure if there's a Rainier brand of coffee. There's a Rainier beer, of course. I will say though, even though I'm not too pretentious about my coffee, I will say it is a very Seattle trait, Northwestern trait to be a little bit pretentious about coffee.
Yeah. Ah, look, there's a reason why there's so many coffee shops. I think there's a lot more people out there pretentious about their coffee than what they like to admit.
Yeah, there's almost more coffee shops than people over here. And then, of course, where Starbucks is from.
Like where I'm living, there's about fucking 10 coffee shops on one high street. It's a joke.
Japan does drip coffee. I didn't know that.
Okay. And admit it, guys, who's on the iced coffees in the chat? Who's walking into these petrol stations, grabbing the cup of ice and filling it with coffee? Let me know. I know there's one of them. I feel like that's a Ribsy maybe thing. Ribsy, let me know if that's you.
Ooh, good save from Brendan Austin. Marcelo saying many of these Hoffenheim players are playing 2 games in 2 games. Meanwhile, our players seemingly can't play 2 games in two
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. That's very, very true. Coffee talk is hitting off here. Maybe Jack has a coffee club. Stevie Fraser, Japan, and the Scandies do a lot of drip coffee. I was in Starbucks in Missouri, and a guy in front of me had a shotgun over his shoulder. Oh, very intimidating. Oh yeah, Ribsy. I reckon you're an iced coffee sort of guy. That's what I was saying.
Mm,
Could be wrong. Bill says, I like my coffee how I like my Italian Spurs goalkeeper. I'm not going to finish reading the rest of that. Delboy says Irish coffee.
could use one of those right now, to be fair.
Not a fan of them, to be honest. I've made hundreds of them in my life. I'm an expert at making them, but I do not like them.
Regretted every single one that he made.
Jeez, I've done coffee with vodka, coffee with Baileys,
Ugh.
coffee with whiskey.
Even in the summer though, yeah, I'm not big of iced coffee person for some reason. Like I said, I'm a little bit strange.
Who's on the decaffeinated coffees, which is, by the way, taking the point away from drinking coffee, but
You
who's
gotta
on the
love the
decaf?
taste then, if that's the case. You gotta absolutely be loving the taste. Pop Matasar getting himself in a little bit of trouble here. That was poor for Pop Matasar. I'm
Oh,
not
we
sure
have
where
been.
he was going. He just kept running away from the opposition goal.
This has
Luca
been an
Williams Barnett,
atrocious.
lovely skill.
It's been an atrocious 30 minutes from Tottenham. We have been so piss poor. God, me. After staying up and watching the UFC, I could have done with a can of Monster if the game was going to be this drab.
Hoffenheim in possession here. Madison, the highest pressing. Luca Williams Barnett is definitely playing more on the left side, with the Jai probably playing more on the right. But I agree with Dave. I'm not sure if it's a strict kind of like 4-3-3 shape, though.
Ribsy, if it's hot, I'll have a nice coffee for sure. I'm weird though. I drink all sorts. I don't keep myself to a single order. So you're sort of one of them, like you wouldn't stop off at a shop and go in and go, right, I need a drink, whole can of Coke. You sort of scour it and you go, today could be Club Orange, tomorrow could be Fanta Exotics. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. See how I knew you'd be a nice coffee guy?
That's right. Oh yeah, listen to this, Dave. So my friend Aiden here, he gets a quadruple shot espresso.
Oh yeah, triple espresso. Yeah, yeah, you're bouncing off the
But
walls.
he does 4 of them though.
That's insane, honestly.
It
I
was
used to work
impressive.
in the hotel, and if you're doing 12 to 14 hours, like you'd whack, and you were like,
You're just
not in the
wired.
best shape coming into work, you'd whack a triple espresso into you, and you'd be bouncing around for about 6 hours.
It's not bad.
Honestly, you feel like a new man, new energy. Yeah, and then also you start sweating a lot of sweat off the back of a triple espresso. Sends the heartbeat going. It sends the heartbeat racing. But yeah, I've had a few of them.
I think he
Triple
got it. I
espresso.
believe Aiden gets it. He got it iced as well when I was with him, to be fair. So quad shot iced coffee. Impressive.
Not sure how I feel about it being iced though. I think if you're gonna go for triple espresso, just get it straight down there. You know,
Get it
I'm
down.
not sure you need to ice that one, Aiden. I think that's gone overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's send out a life raft for Aiden, please. Big up, Aiden. Iced espresso. Although they do say don't knock it till you try it.
This little camera is the pain in the bollocks. I'm telling you, man.
Honestly,
I can't do these behind closed doors training sessions next season.
do you know what?
I will personally try to help in whatever way I can to build the tower to make it taller for this cameraman.
Thank God preseason is coming to an end. By the way, Ribsy, are you watching with the young lad or not? Can I swear today or not? Let me know, Ribsy.
Yeah, we don't want his first words to be something that Dave said.
Definitely not. Oh no! Fuck me, he caught that. I'm sorry, he caught that one well. Brandon Austin tried to get across and get hand to it.
uh,
Oh my God, we can't get over our bloody half.
yeah, we are struggling. Probably why we keep talking about coffee right now. Good defending from Danzo, cleared it away. So funny. 2 seconds later. Like I told you, I think one of from that show when I was a kid that I watched, Trailer Park Boys, one of my favorite ever scenes is Ricky is incapable of defending himself in court without saying a curse word. So they allow him to curse in court because it would be against his human rights to defend himself properly. One of the greatest bits I've ever come across. Brandon Austin should be able to deal with that. Top of the box again for Sufal, who got away with a penalty yesterday, but apparently Madison's was. Sufal decided to punch Senesi in the face.
Yeah. Elbow him in the Adam's apple. Got away with it.
Well done by Pat Matsar.
Sousa's barely touched the ball.
Aiden saying, fair shout's gone straight. I love that. Get it straight down. Enough of this ice business. Get it straight down.
Straight down the gullet.
Route 1. Get it down Get it down the gullet.
Sam Allardyce.
Knock it long.
Yeah, just Sam Allardyce it.
No milk or anything. Just 4 shots, one after another, straight down the pipe.
What Aiden's gone for is the Guardiola. Aiden's gone for the Guardiola. He needs to just take the Sam Allardyce approach, lad.
Yeah. Can I go back to bed now, says Tyler? I would not blame
honestly,
you,
Tyler.
I would not blame you.
I feel like go back to bed myself. It's that boring.
If you don't want to go back to bed, though, 200 in the house. Smash the like button, please, everybody. But yes, Tyler would not blame you.
William Webb, have they ever thought about passing the ball forward, perhaps? I mean, that would help. That really would help.
Yeah, any idea is a good idea at this point in trying to get out of our own half.
Austin man the match so far. Not far wrong. Although he does look like he could be beaten at any moment, that fucker.
He also had one of the worst goals I've ever seen conceded in preseason.
Good ball.
I remember last season.
Good ball down the line. Ty Hall.
Ajayi. Lovely ball, Ajayi. Into Bentoncourt, I believe? No.
Sousa.
Hard to tell. Souza, yes. Good shout, Dave. Good play by Souza. What's he doing over there?
Free roam, lad.
Fernandez, I would say, has struggled to get on the ball.
Here we
Williams
go.
Barnett.
Okay, the Lino's on the take. There's no way that's their throw-in.
Who scored? I have a headache, so only half checking in and out. Ben Davis scored, El Dante. Also, how are the runs going, my friend?
Big up, El Dante. That's why he's late today, Jack. He's out running.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the headache isn't too serious, though. Is it coffee related, El Dante? Have you had enough coffee today?
Also, by the way, guys, next week with the start of the Brentford game, we will be back with the pre-match build-ups as well. So, you know, if you're looking for something to do for a couple of hours before the game and you find yourself idle hands sitting there waiting for the game to come around like I was, join us for the pre-match build-up.
Approaching regular business hours.
Slowly getting back to normality. Pre-season's over. Corner kick here to Hoffenheim. It's going to be an in-swinger on a right footer.
Starting to believe this is a publicity stunt to start selling Spurs goalkeeper jerseys. We've got a good look. Spurs goalkeeper jersey.
Okay, ref. He's doing the cha-cha slide on his back. Can we get a free kick here?
Ooh, lovely play. That's
Fancy.
Souza again.
Oh, pass forward. Fuck me, we're just creating our own problems now by dicking about with the fucking ball. Get it out your feet, move it forward.
Souza's had some nice bit of feet at times.
Not sure I'm vibing that haircut though.
No,
he
definitely
needs
not.
a new trim.
Thank God he's got maybe some of the footballing ability because the hair needs to look at.
Even Sousa's a weird one. Where's he been all preseason? He's been linked with moves, and then all of a sudden he pops up today.
Oh, time and space here. Fernandez. Poor. Got to get rid of it there, man. And I would say, like, he's kind of the one that you would expect. Bentancur.
Yeah, you expect him to sort of be leading there to a certain degree. Well done, Bentancur. That's quality. Williams, Barnett, or Fernandez.
Bentancur.
Into Adewale.
Oh, just the man like Bentancur. There you are, Fernandez. Now that's a pass. Love that. Outside the boot. Spraying it out wide to Souza.
Williams, Barnett.
Lovely. Into
Madison. Back to Williams.
You would expect these two would like to play with each other.
Yeah. Pause. But yeah.
Fair. Good shout. Ben Davis. I was hoping I'd get away with that one. Ben Davis. Danzo. Ooh. Into Bentancur. Bentancur, man. If I had a touch like that. Madison, good turn.
Ref.
Okay, ref.
Okay, ref. It's not ring a Rosie in the fucking front garden here with the friends. Come on. Spinning him around like he's doing the waltz. My God.
He's losing 400 meters a second with that Barnett. Skunk works. It's not aerodynamic. I agree. I thought that too with Archie Gray's kind of an Aussie mullet. Bentancur, just as I'm praising it, gives it away.
Oh, that one's tickled me. That's a good
True.
one.
When you think about it, as a fullback, you got to have an aerodynamic haircut. The only guy that probably got away with it, Marcelo. He didn't. He was that good. Marcelo probably nerfed himself. Let me think. Any other fullbacks? Get your fullbacks with terrible haircuts in the chat. Marcelo's a good shout. Cucurella, of course. That's the most obvious one. How is he able to play fullback with that Barnett? Souza. I'm telling you, every time I watch Souza, he looks good.
Romero still got a clump of his hair framed in his house.
Mm-hmm. Into Bentancur. Slides it back to Ben Davis. Nice play by Ben Davis. On to Danzo. Nathan Ake, good shout.
Aso Okoto, another good shout.
Of course, Asu Okoto would have a non-aerodynamic haircut. The guy that just didn't really care.
I find it hilarious that guy just absolutely despised football.
Oh.
Danzo's let him go there for some reason. That's just shocking.
It's hard to tell. And also, I thought maybe the referee had blown the whistle.
Play to the whistle, though. Maybe he did blow it.
Yeah, the Romero hair pull on Cucurella is underrated. Seems like we forgot about it more than
And
we
then we
should.
scored right off the back of it as well from the
Mhm.
corner. Legendary moment.
MP down to understand Fernandez has been passing nicely all game. Maybe I've been missing it because sometimes it's hard to tell with the silhouettes of the players. It's just that we have been stuck in our own half. And maybe what I was trying to allude to was a guy like him is more that tempo setter, someone that you want to sort of get his foot on the ball, kind of
I'll be brute.
give someone else more time on the ball, if you will.
I'll be brutally honest. I think it's been a bit. I don't think anyone's played well.
No
I
one's
think it's
playing
been
well.
a pretty poor performance all around. Honestly, if I was you, Jack, I'd just go back to bed. I don't think it's going to get any better.
Well, the
Same as
coffee's
Tyler.
already been made. It's too late.
Tyler, hit the bed, lad. Go to sleep.
Tyler hit the bed. Absolutely. Anybody who hasn't made the coffee yet, that's up nice and late. Go to bed.
Ref, again, assault charges here.
I agree. Like, why is it they're just allowed to just ram through us and the referee's like, oh, just play on. Can't seem to find my whistle.
Any one of these players going to look forward.
In fairness, yeah, like yesterday we were playing far more direct. There was a speediness about the play. I would say
There's no
both
idea.
teams were really high octane and playing on the front foot, whereas Hoffenheim, to their credit, I would say playing a lot like they did yesterday, whereas we
Like
just haven't been.
to be fair, like with a lot of these players and some of them only getting their first minutes, you do expect them to maybe there to be a little bit disjointed. But we haven't been able to get to grips with the ball or the half at all this half. It's
Do you
just been
think
completely disjointed.
it's not an excuse,
Bentancur has
but
barely
right?
touched the ball, and he looks like the best player on the pitch.
Yeah. Do you think also part of it has to do with a lot of these guys haven't really played together? Like, it is a strange lineup, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But at the end of the day, they still know what De Zerbi's looking for when they're selected
Hmm.
in their position. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just a harsh one, isn't it? Like, so many fucking players out there we've barely seen play. By the way, guys, my missus is making me a bread and butter pudding today for dessert. Put it in the chat if you know what it is. And those who do, good on you. It's an excellent dessert.
Even there,
Well,
did we need to go backwards there? Like
no,
Fernandez.
I feel like Neil Shafton will know what bread and butter pudding is.
Souza.
11, Shawnee
Ooh.
Maddox trying to play out from the back on 150 ping.
Demola Jai.
Chemistry is everything for a bunch of new players. Let's be patient. Do you know what, Sligo? That is a fair point. That is a fair point. But you'll come to learn. Sometimes I can get a little bit impatient during the 90 minutes. But that is a fair point. They are disjointed, new minutes and that. It's just I would expect at least a couple of pass moves together, I suppose, Sligo. That's where I'm a little bit disappointed.
By the way, coffee's cooled down a bit. Not a bad ratio. Definitely do not burn the bean.
Good ratio?
Good ratio.
That's what we're talking about. How's Aiden's ratio this morning as well, Aiden?
Yeah. What was the ratio?
90% coffee, 5% water, and then 5% fucking air.
Chemistry is everything for a bunch of new players. It's fair. Neil Shafton, new players, but decades of experience, which makes a lot of difference. Also, fair comment.
Yes, Limpy knows what bread and butter pudding is. Finally, someone in the chat that knows what it is. It's probably one of the poorest, desserts you can have because it's so cheap to make and stuff. But it's really good.
Again.
Well done, Sousa.
Love it. I'm telling you, he's good on the ball. Here we are.
Let's keep it moving here. Let's keep it moving.
Ty Hall down to Ajayi. We got some space here. Surely we can create something from Ajayi. Good ball into the. Think it took a deflection.
That's better though. That's better from Tottenham. Any injury time?
Sousa, some of the little dribbling moves that he's had to be able to get evade pressure.
We're going into stoppage time here, guys.
Souza into Bentoncourt. Good pass.
Good ball.
Fernandez.
Not a lot of options.
Madison. Ben Davis. I am surprised the referee's letting us play here. Madison.
Why does the pitch look like it's been marked out for hockey or something?
Yeah.
That concerns me. We getting a new franchise that we don't know about? Field hockey?
Mm-hmm.
I know we're looking to go into NBA. So where do we think that basketball court's going to be, Jack? Maybe on a retractable pitch on the roof, maybe?
Becomes an indoor stadium. Ben Davis into Sarr.
Oh,
good beat by Sarr. He's got a lot of space here.
Lays it up. Williams Barnett. Yes! Let's go. What play? That's all Papa Sarr, by the way.
Beautiful play.
Williams Barnett gets his first preseason goal. He's been absolutely dying for it, and he deserves that, to be fair. It's a really good move by Papa Sarr. Gets on the half turn, drives towards goal, pulls players towards him. Next thing, lays it off for Williams Barnett. To be fair, I would have got greedy here, and I would have absolutely unleashed one. It's very cool, calm, and collected from Sarr. It's a good finish from Williams Barnett. The low-driven, brilliant
Looks like he
effort.
put enough power on it for the goalkeeper to struggle to get down.
Yeah.
Maybe
Nice
not.
and low as well.
Yeah, maybe not the side netting, but it looked like he got enough power on it.
Let's go. Tottenham 2-1 to
Nice
the good
move.
after going 1-0 down.
It was a nice move. Whoever played the ball into Sarr was the right decision because they really fired it into him. And then Sarr from there, unbelievable first touch. And then also to evade the oncoming midfielders. Really well done from Sarr.
I'm guessing maybe we won't be getting halftime here today. We're just playing straight through.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but it's annoying that they can't set out the parameters of what to expect during the
Yeah, they did it
fucking game.
before.
You
I don't
know?
know. It is strange that we are still
They're
going
charging
on.
they charged everyone 50, 60 quid for this, for the whole preseason. Surely they can let you know what. No, now we've got halftime.
There we are. Starting to wonder.
Well, 1-0 down, Jack, and the half 2-1 up. It's been largely frustrating, but good goal from Ben Davis, good goal from Williams Barnett. We still find ourselves winning, which I suppose is good. You're not playing well, and you're still winning games.
Kind of like yesterday, where I would say the scoreline maybe doesn't totally reflect maybe the game, because I felt like maybe Hoffenheim probably deserved a goal or two yesterday, but we also as well had plenty of chances. I thought it could have been like a 4-3, 4-2 type of game against Hoffenheim, and today I would say Hoffenheim have had some all right moments, and they've been pretty much camped in our half, pressing us, winning the ball back. Spurs have struggled to get out, but fair play on two of the goals, I'd say. Some nice goals. Nice header from Ben Davis. Great goal from that was created by Pop Sarr. Like you mentioned earlier, hard to maybe point out anyone that's really gotten their foot on the ball, is kind of dictating the game like Tonali really was, I would say, the other day. Maybe Souza, Bentoncourt have looked all right. I would maybe point out. I wouldn't say they've been the main problem. Maybe others have been more guilty of giving it away. A shirtless Andre Kramaric on the bench there. It's funny. But yeah, Dave, it's hard to maybe describe. Oh my God, De Zerbi, school is in session. They're all laying down in crisscross applesauce.
Reminds me of that Phil Brown years ago to his Hull City players where he kept them out on the pitch at half time. But do you know what? Two maybe little things of thought that maybe I've picked up on listening to you there, Jack. One, again, Bergval's had a lot of games this preseason and hasn't affected the game in terms
You had a good
of
game
goals
yesterday,
or
I thought.
assists. Yeah, but still doesn't affect the game with goals or assists. Papa Sarr has played a few minutes here today, and he's already affected.
I see what you mean.
Assist. And that was something that I've tried to argue all last season, despite all the fanfare around your Greys and your Bergvals. Now, I'll leave Gray out of it this preseason because he's played right back, so I'll give him a free pass on it this preseason. But again, Papa Sarr affects games more than the other two. Maybe another little point is, Mikey Moore raised the game yesterday for the youngsters with his 2 goals, and I did say before the game, it'd be interesting to see how Williams Barnett responds to that. Now, he hasn't had a great game at all, but the one chance presented himself, and he took it. So credit to the guy. Like, we've been crying out for players that are clinical, and he's had one chance, and then he's took the opportunity. So fair play to the guy. But yeah. Maybe you could push back on me on my Papa Sarr thing there, Jack.
No,
Like,
I know the point you're making.
Yeah.
I would say Bergvall in the last 2 games has looked a lot better than what normally I would, kind of
Mm,
criticize him for, which is not being in the right places, too much movement, not showing for the ball. I actually thought he was quite good yesterday. But to your point, to your credit, something that we have hit home on. If you check on the stats of every season Sarr has been here, um, and Lucas Bergvall has been here, Sarr has impressively outperformed in terms of goal output, assist output. So I totally agree with that point. I just, yeah, I
mm.
cut across you there too early, to be fair.
No, like the thing is, Bergvall has had a couple of decent games, but it's just that's still an area where Bergvall needs to develop and affect the game, and it's one that is largely overlooked when it comes to the kid. Is from midfield you do need output. Let's not forget. Many people wanted Bendencourt and Paulinho ripped apart at the start of last season because they weren't producing in terms of assists and stuff like that. And yet we sort of tend to give other players a free pass for it. And I don't want to just grate on Bergvall, but he's got to start affecting games like that in terms of assisting goals and stuff.
Hmm.
Papa Sarr does have that ability, so fair play on that one. How do you think of Jai's look, Jack?
I think the
It's
forwards
hard
have
to
struggled
judge.
to get into the game. I
Yeah,
think Luka Williams Barnett, he's had very few touches. Ajayi's had very few touches. I think that's personally more down to just Spurs really struggling to get out in their own
yeah,
half. I think we've struggled to get our own half because Danzo, as you pointed out, isn't as great on the ball. Ben Davis, I would say, is also not someone that we would say is as great on the ball as some of the others.
but
And then
could
Ty
Bentancur or
Hall, Ty Hall's
Fernandez?
young. Like he's probably what I find impressive in Ty Hall's case is that he's one of the only youngsters, right, other than Ajayi and Luka Williams Barnett, and he's playing pretty against a decent side in Hoffenheim that are pressing really high, putting a lot of intensity. I'm not sure if Ty Hall is probably totally used to this, type of intensity and pressure and quality. So I'm not even picking him out or anything, but it does seem maybe partially to do with the reason we're struggling to get out. No one in the back line you would say is that great in on the ball. No real
And you don't have,
cultured players. Brandon Austin too, right? Brandon Austin just passed one out of play
yeah,
from practically a goal kick. So I wonder if that's the reason why we're struggling to get out. Because at one stage I was thinking Fernandez has struggled to get on the ball to really dictate it, but whenever you do see Fernandez on the ball, he can really pick out a pass. But has he really had a ton of touches?
mm,
No. Like you pointed out, Bentoncourt, whenever he's received it, feels like Bentoncourt has to evade 2 or 3 players and then calm things down a little bit. So I just wonder if maybe the part of the struggle maybe for the players has been playing out from the back, particularly with the back four.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think I think you've raised a very good point. Like do look across that back four, they are very hesitant to sort of play the passes between the lines like Van Hecke, Robertson, and players were doing yesterday. But then maybe you could look at it and go, well, then does considering our limitation in that regard, does a Fernandez or a Bentancur need to do more to drop to take that ball
Yeah, yeah.
off and sort of progress
Twofold.
in that regard? But yeah, look, it's not been a great half, but we find ourselves 2-1 up. But our first goal was well worked as well from a set piece,
Hmm.
short corner, relayed back, good balling, good finish. Um, yeah, I'd like to see a bit more intent from Tottenham in the second half in terms of going
Hmm.
forward. I think largely it's been played in our half, and I don't like that.
Yeah. It's just I hard to really put a lot of blame on Ajayi and Luka Williams Barnett or
Yeah,
Madison. I just feel like they've kind of struggled. Madison has dropped really deep at times to receive it,
and he gave away the penalty.
and he gave away the penalty. I think in Madison's case too, like think about how long he was injured too. I think we have to expect some rustiness there. And this is kind of
Yeah,
your point too, Dave. Like you don't give that excuse to everyone, the whole like rustiness, fitness thing. But I think Madison, you could
mm,
definitely give that. Like the guy has not played a lot of football in a long time fitness wise, he's not even probably close to playing 90 minutes or anything
no.
like that either. So I think he's someone that you could give an excuse to for either a mistake or whatever, right? Maybe struggling to get into the
Mm.
game.
Well, I think what we're hoping for as well is they've got 45 minutes under their belt. Hopefully, some of the rustiness is maybe out of their system, and you see a much better sort of 45 moving forward.
Mhm. Sligo Spurs saying Madison needs time to get his football brain back into the game. It's not just the legs; it's also the decision making. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I that's kind of a similar point I was making. Take some other comments here. Um, Neil Shafton, bread, butter, raisin, cinnamon, custard, nutmeg. Love that. Madison has done nothing, says Limpy Down Under. I wouldn't know if it's nothing, but I would say maybe the midfield has, like I said, for as technically good as some of these
Mm.
midfielders are, I would say you would expect them to have their foot on the ball a bit more. Bentoncourt always buys himself a bit of time with his first touch and just sort of the calmness in which he receives it. Madison, is a guy that has no problem dropping deep, having players around him,
Mm.
drawing pressure. Fernandez has such a good passing range. So I would say
I
maybe I
do
am surprised sometimes the midfield hasn't had as much possession as you would think.
I do agree that Madison hasn't really affected the game whatsoever, but with him being out so long, and like obviously, he knows the long road and the long journey it's took to get back. I wonder, is it a point where he's sort of not getting as involved because he's not comfortable taking contact yet, if you know what I mean.
Totally. Totally.
Because being out that long, sometimes when you receive the ball, you are more than likely going to pass it off because you're not ready for that contact, or you're a bit anxious or a bit nervous about that player coming in and getting
Mhm.
contact on you and breaking down again. So I wonder if they're part of that to it as well.
I mean, to that point, I know it might be a little bit of a stretch here, but Madison, his season-ending injury came in preseason. I mean, that would be a little bit rattling too. Then to
Yeah,
come back here, I would be extra careful if I were him in any
fair
situation
point.
like this. And also, I think in his case, he really wants to be able to contribute to this season. It was probably very hard for him to get injured in preseason, see Spurs go through the season that they did. He is
Mm,
technically one of the leadership type figures. Deserby even sees that in him. I think that would have been hard for him to go through last season. And then now going into this preseason probably would explain how cautious they've even been and maybe
yeah,
trying to play him
yeah.
too. So definitely on that. Um, Aiden, thanks for picking up the membership, my friend. Very, very kind.
Very kind, Ed.
Neil Shafton, Matters Football Brain. Yep, needs to come back. I think a lot of people are in. Yeah, I think Madison, we're happy to give some excuse and time too. Skunkwork saying I would sell him and Bergvall. I think maybe he's talking about Pop Matasar. They are not that young, and Bergvall has had high level games, hasn't really kicked on. I think I mean, I know Jack, the other Jack, Irish Jack, I think is probably more keen on selling Bergvall. Sar, I think a lot of people maybe would be okay with selling Sar. Me personally, no, but I think more of a minority opinion in my case. I have a huge soft spot for Pop Matasar. I will say though, just for the sake of balance, and maybe you guys have heard it, I would. It's only preseason. It's only preseason, but I would say Bergvall has improved at least in the last two games. He's looked a lot better. But if 50 million pounds came in from whatever club, I would take it for Bergvall personally. But that's me,
I
and
mean,
I know that's not everyone's opinion.
me and you had a bit of a discussion about this yesterday when we were chatting for about an hour after the game. About the midfielders, and it's sort of like I remember saying to you, I was like, I'd be happy to cash in on both of them if it meant we could go and get, say, someone like a Paolini in here.
Hmm.
Um, because I just think, with Sar, he's what, 22, 23 now, and he finds himself in and out of the team a lot. You're looking for him to really kick on and start being consistent and grow up a little bit. Same with Bergvall, you're starting to look for to him to at least start getting on the ball and really affecting games, which we don't see. Whereas like someone like Paolini, although he's at the other end of his career, there's a massive use for him. He won't come in here under the Zerbi and start and play every single game. But in the big games, when you need that guy that's going to sit in there, be solid, be wise, pull down attacks and stuff like that, he's perfect for it. And also, if you're in a cagey game and you want to see it out, bring him in, sit him in that deep lying midfield role and sort of, um, let him do the same sort of job. And I think, if we were to cash in on him, that's what I would like to see Spurs do with the money, to be brutally honest with you.
Yeah, I share the same opinion.
Have we made
Uh,
a change? I think there's one change there at
I
halftime.
think is that Reese Elliott again?
Yes, I think it's Reese Elliott.
Reese Elliott Paris has come back in, who
Yeah.
shoulder barged one of the Hoffenheim players yesterday, which was fun to watch.
So maybe he's gone in up front then. Maybe De Zerbi
Mhm.
has gone for a striker. I wonder who's come off. Let me just try and figure this out.
Wouldn't be surprised if Madison has come off. I'm not seeing Madison yet, but of course we only get to see about a quarter of the pitch. So in about 5 minutes time, I'll let you know if he's
I
there.
could get used to sitting here listening to you complain about the camera angles.
I'm not being pretentious. People know I'm not one to, it's just sometimes it gets a little bit frustrating having to describe what's happening in my eyes, and I can barely even tell
Yeah.
who's who, what the shape is. I mean, it takes a really specially terrible camera angle for you not to be able to tell who's on the pitch, what the formation is. Yep, Madison's been taken off. Not
Big
surprised.
up Terry Wright. Good to see you. Q7. Great to see you as well. Too damn soulful. Good to see you too.
Sligo saying, do you think Deserby has Kudus and the other players we haven't been seeing very well drilled, ready to surprise everyone against Brentford? I think he's saying, like, do you think he has a few tricks up his sleeve, maybe with the availability of some of these guys?
I don't think so.
You think
I,
Kudus?
I, I think
There was a rumor that Kudus might be ready for Brentford, but hard to know.
but I just don't understand why you wouldn't play him in one of these games or give him any minutes whatsoever. Like, why would you send him in there without having a feel of any intensity, a touching the ball, and stuff like that? Like, and where I don't think De Zerbi has had time to work with Kudus. Kudus was on his way back when De Zerbi came in, got re-injured, and he's been out ever since.
Yeah. Do you think Kudus might be more in line for like 5-10 minutes or something like that, probably against Brentford? Maybe
Yeah,
that's what.
I'm thinking maybe he might make. Oh, lovely. I'm thinking he might make the bench maybe.
Okay, yeah,
But
that
I
makes
doubt he
sense.
starts.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what the rumor might have been. Sligo is maybe he
'Cause
might be
if you
ready
look
to play but not start at all.
if you look at the Zerbi, like he is very hesitant to rush these guys back in. Like I think he's well aware that a lot of them have carried
Ooh.
massive injuries over the last 2 years. Do you know what I mean? And he's trying to
Yeah.
make sure they're back and they're fully recovered before he even looks at them. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Demola Ajayi has a very lovely aesthetic to the way he cuts inside, but he absolutely scuffed that shot. But similar to, like I said, that Europa League goal, just the way he sort of glided into the middle of the pitch
Yeah,
and played it off a Scarlet, then took the shot. Like I said,
yeah.
one of my favorite goals I've seen, to be
There's
honest.
a
But
really
he did
nice
it there.
impact.
It's just he has the way he cuts inside has sort of a nice flow to it.
So Madison's basically come off, and we put in the young striker Elliot Paris.
Limpy down under saying, Dave, look out, that ball might be headed towards your way. Yeah, that was absolutely rocketed.
You see my missus, like in the rugby lineouts where they hold you. You see my missus hold me out the window later. Catch that one, Dave. No, Neil. It's the fire alarm system in the apartment building. As Jack knows, my neighbours are a bit always up to something, shall we say. Very annoying. And yeah. Obviously one of them don't know how to cook a fried egg, I'd say, Neil.
Do you know what the only time I ever set off my fire alarm is from sometimes when I have like a frozen pizza.
Surely you're not setting off fire alarms doing frozen
I don't know
pizza.
what the hell it is. Like every time, like my oven, like for some reason, like it's like the heat because it has to be at like 450 or something, for a while. It's like for some reason. But when I'm making like chicken or something, it never happens. I don't know. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm surprised you're burning up
I
pizzas
don't
in
know
like
what
that.
it
Because
is. Maybe it's like
you
the grease. Yeah.
you sort of were telling me about your cooking and sort of gave me ideas and sort of was tempting me to get into it
I
and
don't
stuff like that.
when I see a frozen pizza deal at the grocery store, I don't mind it. Because when you're coming back late from something, you're like, oh, no need to get
Mm,
takeout or anything. Right. Have that at home. Whack on some television. Fall asleep.
too damn soulful.
I don't love the frozen pizzas only when they're, like there's usually a
I'm
deal
not
or
a fan
something
of
for
them.
like three for, $10 or something like that. And then I usually get it.
I'm not a
Then
fan
it's
of the
cost
frozen
efficient.
pizzas at all.
Mm,
They're like there's one thin base one that you can get down in the local supermarket. It is
hmm
a sweet chili chicken one.
hmm
Now, like, don't get me wrong. If the missus whips herself up one, I'll have a slice of that. But I genuinely am just not a pizza person.
Jack, you have to take the pizza out of the box. Fair shout. Didn't think of
Chat,
that.
chat's on fire today. Actually, they've given us some good
No,
giggles
that's what
today.
makes preseason great.
Kudos, chat.
Preseason's great. It's just it is a bit more low cortisol, as the kid's been saying these days. And then once Brentford goes, we probably don't have as much time for the jokes of back and forths until we're 3-0 up.
Big up, Nicole. Good to see you.
You gotta take it out the box. Um,
Aiden wants to know my go-to meal if I'm
ooh.
trying to impress someone. So I've got, well, Aiden. Long story short, I've started taking control of my life, basically. Stop being a big man child, and I'm learning to do all my own cooking and stuff like that. So I've actually got a lot in the locker right now. Very good at a normal curry, and very
Mhm.
good at a Thai red curry. I do a potato, broccoli, and chicken bake with cheese sauce over it, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Class.
But my go-to, to be brutally honest, would be whipping up a good roast dinner.
Yeah, yeah,
That's my go-to,
yeah, yeah.
a good roast dinner.
Is there a particular flavor to the Irish roast dinner?
No, it's just Brandon Austin as well. Saves the free kick there. No, there's no particular flavor to it. It's just sort of like whatever meat you want, along with all the
Yeah,
veg,
okay.
the fucking Yorkshires and the
It's not like an
stuffing.
Irish breakfast versus an English breakfast
No,
difference. Okay,
no, not really. No.
okay,
And
making
there is
sure.
a difference between the Irish and English breakfast because
Yeah,
even the
man.
sausages taste different and stuff like that. It's mad.
Yeah, 100%. Ooh, good pressure from Sar
Oh, let's go. Let's
or
go.
Reese Elliott. Sorry, kid's an absolute animal. He's
Bundle of energy.
just yesterday the strength he showed to that Hoffenheim player. He was just a classic get off me. And it was great. I love when a player does that.
Yes, I do have a slow cooker. I do have a crock pot. Unreal, by the way. But I don't do everything in the slow cooker. I do have saucepans and an oven and stuff like that. I can genuinely cook, between AI, um, the likes of Instagram reels to get recipes and stuff like that, and stuff. Yeah, your boy's educating himself. He's good at it. But I don't mind a good slow cooker meal, to be fair.
Can't go wrong.
I made a lovely sweet chili chicken yesterday. It was lovely.
Oof. Yeah, Dave, you're pulling off some stops there.
Yeah, I'm going ham on it, Jack.
Even a great pun using a food as a as verb.
I'm locked in. I told you. Trying to think. I need to upgrade actually for the special meal though. Roast dinner, like not every woman wants to sit down and as a roast dinner, do they? Need to come up with something special.
Super value white pudding is the dog's the cheap stuff. Had them all in its class.
Yeah, pudding. You got it. You can't
White
beat
pudding.
a good bit of pudding. Even black pudding is lovely when it's done right.
Aiden says 8.2 foot mob rating in the kitchen for Dave. He's a solid 8 out of 10 in the kitchen. Gets it done. Gets the
Give
job
me
done.
ideas, chat. Give me ideas. If you were trying to impress someone, that's a good question. What would be your go-to meal? What would you cook?
Looks like Limpy Down Under's a big prawns guy. I know Dave's not big on the seafood.
I don't eat anything that comes out of the sea. Nothing. Zero. Do you know what
Is
it
that
is
from
for
the
me?
sea? Look, is that anything from the sea here?
Do you know what it is for me, right? It's like when you flush your toilet, where's all this waste going? You get me? And then you're pulling this stuff out
It
of the
goes
sink.
to a
and you're
treatment
putting
facility.
you're basically putting it back into your system. There's probably a reason why fish stinks. It's probably that.
You know what? We'll leave it there on that one. That's a fair comment. You never know. What's in the water? No one knows. It's the age-old question. What's in the water? Oh my lord! What the hell was that from that Hoffenheim player? That was
Pressure
shocking.
cookers are really good. They are.
Kind of looks like Noah
Flambe.
Lang.
Ever try your hand at a brisket ziti or a lasagna? Do you know what, Nick? I haven't done a
Brisket ziti?
lasagna. I am a bit intimidated by the lasagna. It's just so many layers. I don't know if I could be arsed.
Little Big ZD. Very New York of you.
The other one? Yeah, what is that?
Big ZD is. I've had it, but I wouldn't say I'd be able to know what's actually in it.
Sounds good. Sounds exotic.
Very East Coast. Very Italian. Especially New York Italian. Oh, good goal for Hoffenheim. Amazing cross towards the back post.
It's all right. We're going to score another 2. 4-2. This will end.
Beautiful cross to the back post. And hell of a finish.
What sponsor that is? SAP written right across the front of their jerseys. What a SAP.
I'm not sure what German company that is. Alone at the back post. Souza looked like Souza got kind of doubled up and crossed with Ben Davis, it seemed.
That's just poor.
I think Ben Davis and Souza there. Poor communication from the two of them.
It's a good finish, to be fair.
Zerbe's losing his rag.
Dave was about to eat fish today. Thanks. You're welcome. SAP is the biggest financial organizational tool in the world, Jack.
Wow. Shows how little I know.
William, if I'm trying to impress someone, cook 5 very small meals, the first being a starter, the pasta dessert, macaroni and cheese. Do you know what? That's something I need to learn to make, actually. I need to learn to make mac and cheese. It's not really a thing over here, but, I could make it a thing. Beef Wellington. Have you ever had beef Wellington, Jack? I've never had it.
I've actually never had it, but I think I know how to make it because I watch
Looks
Hell's
unreal.
Kitchen. I used to
Yeah.
watch so much Hell's Kitchen that
Yeah.
I definitely
love that
probably would
program.
know how to make it just from how
That's
many
still
times
going,
I've
Hell's
seen it
Kitchen.
made. Yeah. But I've never made it.
It looks unreal, though. Or I do want to try a one-pot roast one day where it's just like you put everything in the slow cooker and let it cook. And then you reduce your red wine and you put that in and make your gravy out of it. Well done, Brandon Austin.
It's timeless, like the Gordon Ramsay idiot sandwich.
That's a brilliant one. Air fryers. I do have an air fryer as well, actually, Neil. They're very good. I'll make my breakfasts in them if I was to have a fry up so that I avoid all the grease. Stole this from a fine dining restaurant. Good to see you, Scarecrow, getting on the action. I worked that. Soft poached meringue with lemon cream on glaze.
Wow.
And
Candied lemons.
Oh,
Holy shit.
I'm all on that. Yeah. Fuck me, I'm on
Where's that
one.
on the foot mob rating? That might be. That's a 9.7.
That one's giving me a stiffy. You see my computer rising back now in a minute. Jesus, that's a good dessert.
God, you got even the French guys, if any are listening, are shaking. Listen to that one. They're like, dang.
I can't wait to try this bread and butter pudding later with a bit of vanilla ice cream. Fuck me. Big up, Scarecrow.
I do like William Webshout making 5 sort of small tapas kind of starter meals.
Yeah.
Doing a course dinner. That'd be class.
Tapas.
Because that actually shows to the missus or whoever you're trying to impress, you're able to handle multiple things at once. You're not just focused on one task, right? You can handle multiple dishes.
Yeah.
Shows that you're dependable. Shows that you're a multitasker.
Some people are saying brisket. Honestly, when I do look at the
American barbecue.
And you see all the Americans with the barbecue and the big thing of meat, and it's so juicy. I mean, just looks so good. I honestly feel like I was born on the wrong continent. I should have been.
You would love,
America.
You would love American
I would
food.
appreciate what it has to offer more than most Americans. The only thing is, I'd probably be dead by now because of the eating.
Yeah.
So that's probably the downfall. It's probably where the Lord done me a favor and said, Dave, you can be fat in Ireland. It'll do you the world of good. You'll live longer.
Mm-hmm.
But the food you guys are producing, I need to move.
Especially Mexican food. I think you would love Mexican food. I know you have had it, but it's obviously a little bit different gravy over here.
I do make a good chili, actually. A good chili con carne. I make a very good chili con carne. And then when I have leftovers the next day, then you slap some of that bad boy on top of chips with some taco sauce and cheese. Mm-hmm. Unreal.
Corned beef is good in terms of one of the Irish dishes. I do like corned beef.
Corned beef is nice. Very, very nice.
I think it's underrated. I wouldn't actually make it myself, but I do like it.
What about corned beef on a sandwich, Jack?
100%. That sounds great.
Yeah.
For like leftovers, a little bit of leftovers the next day. Put it on a
corned beef on a sandwich with some butter and brown sauce. You can't beat it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's not here at all is the brown sauce. Channel got upgraded to adults only due to the level of food talk. Sorry, Wimpy.
Well, that lemon meringue, that's certainly over 18's content, that.
That was Scarecrow. Come on, you can't be doing that. That was scary to be doing that.
I bet you it works every time for you, Scarecrow, if you're serving up that.
Jeez. I mean, once he said on glaze,
yeah.
You're like, wow.
To be honest, if I didn't work in a hotel, I would have absolutely butchered that pronunciation. Pulp Fiction food talk. Russell Sprout. What a name. What a name. Use croissants in your bread and butter pudding, David. Thank me later. Croissants. Okay. Okay, that's a newie. Oh, Spurs on the attack. 1 second. Williams Barnett puts it back across his block. That's gone out for a Tottenham corner kick. Cross odds. Now, what I will say is Russell Sprouts. I'm not a big fan of croissants, to be honest with you. If I was going for pastry, I'm more of a Danish sort of guy. But I'll recommend that one to the missus and get her to whip it up, and I'll let you know in a couple of weeks what the feedback is.
Mm-hmm.
What a
Incredible,
great name,
incredible
though,
name.
Jack. Russell Sprouts. It's a great name.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing of a name. Oh,
Bang it.
Luka Williams back post off the bar. Danzo off the bar.
Oh, Kevin Danzo crashing in the 6-yard box. I'd hate to be up against Danzo in the 6-yard box for a header. I'd absolutely hate it.
Like he doesn't know what a concussion is, Kevin Danzo. It's
No,
like
he
he's never
doesn't.
had one in his life. The way he rose for that, like a phoenix. Oh, I mean, he's probably broken the bar. Good cross by Luka Williams Barnett. Sorry.
Marmite, not for me.
I do miss having Jewish delis, Neil Shafton. That's for sure.
Jack, have you ever bought a giant orange juice tank?
No, but I do make smoothies quite regularly. I don't drink orange juice that often. Fresh squeezed orange juice, class. I like the pulp. I'm not a big, if it has no pulp, it's not really my fave.
What's pulp? Like the bits in it?
Yeah, the bits in it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
a lot of the bits, like as many bits as you can get in there. I like the fiber.
Do you know what I used to love growing up? And obviously now it's not proper orange juice, but Tropicana.
Yeah. I liked it as a kid, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, oh mama, that was good. The one with the bits in it. You're right though, the orange juice has to have the bits. Yeah, a lot of these garages and all now seem to be getting in these freshly machines where you just put in a load of oranges and squeeze your own juice now. Seems to be becoming very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Hoffenheim with a throw in. Let's see if we can get Donnelly on the pitch here. Be nice to see him get a few minutes today.
It's good to mention that you brought that up in the beginning of the show about Jamie Donnelly just really not getting much of a look in, but also no transfer rumors whatsoever when it comes to him. And also the fact that we've been playing with Gallagher and Sarr as kind of these box-to-box number 10s, if you will, for lack of a better term. Jamie Donnelly, more of a traditional number 10.
I'm just left wondering what it really means for him, because we were just sort of left in limbo. Like, we were told by Ali Gold a couple of weeks ago, that he's really impressed by him and stuff like that. But, since then, we haven't really seen him get too many minutes. And I wouldn't mind. He actually had a good impact against Chelsea with that shot, for the winner that day.
Sonny D back in the day, says Uncle David.
Oh, Sonny Delight. Yeah. Oh, my God. I used to make my ma spend a fortune on that. Oh.
Chance
put
here.
It back. Lucky.
Souza.
Bang it.
Oh, I almost got away.
Sonny Delight. What a throwback that is.
Mm-hmm.
Or did anyone
the story with Tropicana is that it's not actually pulp, it's shredded coconut.
Oh, lovely.
That's poor. I do love coconut, so it's not. But if it's not real pulp, that is sad. I'm glad I'm finding this out now as an adult, Nick, instead of as a child, because probably as a child, I then would have spat it out.
When you were younger, did you ever get that stir in Nesquik? Make a milkshake?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to love doing that.
Yeah, I used to be addicted to that.
Do you know what a strange thing I used to do as a kid? But with my ice cream, I would pour a bit of milk on top of my ice cream.
Why?
In a bowl. Because it kind of made it like a bit of a malty kind of thing.
Okay.
It sort of was like a half milkshake, like a lazy man's milkshake.
Okay.
But not a ton of milk, just a little bit.
Do you know what my ma used to make for us? They're called floats. You put ice cream in and then Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really popular in America. Very popular.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Root beer float, Coke float.
Angel Delight. Now we're talking.
What the fuck is Brandon Austin doing? Brandon Austin, by the way, anybody, 40 yards off of his line with the center back, easily capable of clearing it. And he's also injured his own player, Brandon Austin. He's injured Kevin Danzo. I know I mentioned Kevin Danzo's never had a concussion. Turns out his own player has given him one. Brandon Austin, absolute knucklehead.
And also, guys, for the live chat during the Brentford game, And we're going to do chocolate bars that no longer exist that you wish that did. So that's what we're going to do for Brentford next week. Like the dream bar, the white dream bars.
You know, Jamie O'Hara gave his chocolate list.
No.
I'll show it to you, but I half of them were chocolates that I've never heard of before since they were all UK ones. But apparently they were shocking. His choice of chocolate bars. But Brandon Austin has injured his own player for some reason. I don't know what he thought. He either didn't see Kevin Danzo or didn't trust Kevin Danzo. I'm not sure why, but he barged through the back of him and has injured his own player, Brandon Austin.
Very clever.
Love Findus pancakes. They've shrunken these days. I don't know what those are. Maybe Dave would.
No, I haven't a clue.
The goat flake dipped praline.
Oh, flake praline, yeah. Or Mars Delight.
Praline? We say praline. That's funny.
Mars Delights. They used to. Oh, Mars Planets. Anyone remember Mars Planets? The little bag of like Mars Planets. Or Topic bars. Oh, they were good. I missed them.
But that was so funny. The Russell Sprouts thing was so funny for me. It's just the timing of that.
Tickled me. The name really tickled me. Great name.
Yeah, love that. Croissants in your bread and your butter pudding. Thank me later. Because he knows for sure. When you say thank me later, you're like, you're going to like it.
Jack, you should try bread and butter pudding. I think, do you know what? I think, Nick, you would like it as well, actually. Lazy 8. Right. Can we get on with the actual game here? Oh, we're on another water break, are we? Oh, that's so unlucky from Danzo. Fucking hell. How's he hit the bar? Jeez, got right there, Danzo. Come on, let's get the Dom Bomb in. We need a Dom Bombulus. What do you think of the training wear there, Jack, that all the staff is wearing?
Deserving style sometimes. I think it's so funny just how casual and laid back he looks.
He's like Nia's man. He loves wearing tracksuits, lad.
Also,
loves tracksuits.
In the Charlton Athletic game, remember how fucked off he looked where he's just sitting on the bench for like he had possibly the worst posture I've ever seen a manager have on the bench. I'll try to imitate it, but he was sitting literally just like this.
He was in his jorts that day, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was wearing the jorts and he was sitting like this. He was like, I even was laughing. I was like, how is he even able to see the game from that like angle?
Well, Skunk Works, double deckers are still around over here anyway. Fries, don't like fries. Cooking Watchalong. Featuring Spurs. Right, getting back on the way here. Danzo to Brandon. Benjamin. It's a relentless press here from Hoffenheim in the corner. 3 bodies around them. Fucking hell. Throw into Hoffenheim. It's a long ball into the box. Jeez, that's a good throw, that. It's cleared. It's dealt with by Tottenham. Can we break here?
Ooh, good ball.
Williams Barrett, take it to the house, my man. Referee. My God, even the UFC was cleaner than that last night.
That's very naughty. Yeah. It's a preseason friendly as well. I mean, that's like
he's basically swung out of his neck, Jack.
It's like orange card levels. It's not really a red, but I mean, like you make that challenge straight away, it's a yellow, and then you do anything after that, it's a red.
He ran Mysterio.
Kinda, yeah. Randy Orton.
He nearly done a 619 for fuck's sake.
From earlier, Austin heard Dave singing "Hold Me Closer," Kevin Danzo, and took it too literally. Hold me closer, Kevin Danzo.
It's a great song, actually.
Ref.
What's the name of that song? I've got to put that on my Spotify after this.
I had a Radiohead song stuck in my head yesterday. I think it's "In the Way."
Radiohead, yeah.
In the Way, I had stuck in my head all day yesterday.
My dad likes a good bit of Radiohead, actually, and Stereophonics. Stereophonics are good if anyone's ever listened to them.
Bob the Barber, I'm well aware. Austin, Texas, I think probably has the best food in the country. Love Austin. Probably my favorite city.
Tiny Dancer, that's the one. Thank you.
Bentoncourt. Telling you, kill to have a first touch like Bentoncourt. Just
Lodi
buys you
says
so
people
much time.
still thinks we're ready for the Premier League. It's hilarious. Well, you can be your own judge.
Well,
Thoughts
it's
on
all
you
about
two?
surviving in a sense, you know. Can we get higher than 17th this season? And so far, we don't look nearly as bad as we did last season, Lon.
To be fair, and we're creating a little bit more than last season in preseason.
And
Aiden says, "Oh,
yeah,
God,
go
Jack."
ahead. No,
Okay.
I was going to only say that last season too, technically, White was one of the highest ever points finishes of any 17th place team. Too.
Yeah, yeah. Ed Murray says thoughts on you too. Now, over here, a lot of people don't like you too because they think Bono's a pretentious asshole. But I actually really like U2 music, to be fair. I've got a lot of U2 on my playlist.
My mom's favorite song is the song "Bad" by U2.
Yeah.
That's one of her favorite songs.
Mine is With or Without You. I like that.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
With or without you. With or without you. Whoa. This game needs a bit of Le Pigeon.
Yeah, that was a new one yesterday. Dave calling Le Pigeon for.
You say even better. Le Pigeon.
I don't speak a word of French, but I love overpronunciating or
With the
pronouncing
French, you got to get
French
aggressive
words.
to really get it. Yeah, Le Pigeon.
Le Pigeon.
Oh, I'm having a blast here today again. Thank you, everyone. Joshua Tree is a great album. Big up, Stevie.
First live concert I attended.
Exactly,
at Joshua
Sligo.
Tree. Yeah.
Exactly. Too many people in Ireland give them stick. I think they're a great band. Do you, like, you know, sometimes with a band, you know, they've got like one or two great songs. You know, they've got hit after hit after hit. U2.
Do you feel like it's maybe a bit of a Irish cultural thing to just sort of kind of take them down a notch kind of
Do
thing?
you know what it is with Ireland, Jack? And the haves not ripped down the people that haves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It seems to be a bit of a getting ahead of yourself.
Humble
Like
them a
even
little
if you
bit.
grew up on the state, if you're like, if you were to come in with a new car, you know, everyone, that guy has notions of himself. Look at who does this guy think he is? You know what I mean? It's sort of like they tend to rip you down if you do something good for yourself. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It tends to be the Irish way.
Yeah, I was
I
going to
think
say that.
Sligo might agree with that.
Ben Davis on the ball into Fernandez. Not a great pass from Ben Davis. Hospital pass into Fernandez.
I can't speak French, but I can make weird French noises.
We'll leave it at that.
Bonjour, je m'appelle David.
We'll leave it at that.
Avez-vous, Matistel?
Those are always great. Dad, why am I named Matisse Tell?
Benticor moves it on to Danzo. Tiny Dancer moves it back to Austin. Austin the grabber. Actually, no, we won't get that one going. We'll come up with a different one.
Bono is the Ronaldo of music. Wow.
Bit over the top, but I understand where it's going.
But this, I mean, when it comes to the hits, right? Over 900 goals or something like that, whatever Ronaldo's at.
Yeah, fair. Never thought I'd hear Bono and Ronaldo.
Still going to this day. Still going to this day. Still milking it all. Milking it all in like Ronaldo. It's not a bad comparison. Selling out the Sphere.
Ref, again, assault charges, please.
Nice pass from Ben
Great ball.
Davis. A little bit behind from Sarr.
Great ball by Ben Davies, that. Geez, maybe De Zerbi is a miracle worker.
Emily saying, in Ireland, you can't have notions, but Bono has notions of himself.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have notions of you. You're not allowed to think you're somebody in Ireland. You'll be cut down. And if that's not by your friends, it's by your family,
Yeah,
let alone
someone's cutting you
everyone else.
down. Someone's
Yeah.
taking you down a peg.
Basically, someone in your circle will pull you down quicker than anyone else around, but everyone's thinking the same thing.
Luca Williams-Barnett here on the left. Clips it in. Not really a great idea. Oh, does well. Fernandez. Sar. Sar should have cracked it 2 times now. Sar probably could have shot it.
Picture
Especially
this is
Sar loves a shot from distance.
Yeah, he does. Picture this is a good Irish band on the rise. Oh, well done. Saw Doctors is another good Irish band that don't get enough respect, actually.
One of my favorite ever movies, and honestly, some of the songs in it, especially when I was a kid, was that movie Once. Did you ever hear that?
Oh, yeah, he died recently. You know that?
I did not know that. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
thought
he
about
died
it
there
for a
2
long
weeks ago.
time, that movie, but I used to love those
What
songs.
band was he in? The Frames. The Frames, he was in the band.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good movie. I remember we got to watch that in school, actually. I've never watched it since, but I remember it being a great movie. I love the songs in it.
Yeah, and she also, whoever the actress was too, also had a beautiful voice.
Yeah, very good movie, that. Yeah, I think he was in The Frames.
Lazy 8, Nick saying, my understanding has always been that it's not, that's not U2, the band, but Bono himself that cheeses off the Irish.
Yes,
Like he
yes.
stated, getting preachy in the late 90s and ticked off the country.
Yeah, but because he's like the front of U2, U2 just
They get
comes
grouped
with
together,
the
yeah.
stick, if you know what I mean. But you are right; it is mainly Bono that gets it. But look, at the end of the day, when U2 play, they sell out everywhere. Yeah, everywhere, like in Ireland. So, you know,
Everyone, yeah, humbles them, but then once they're playing, they're all
the
there
thing
to
is, you
see.
say to any Irish person, "Do you like U2?" Bono's a prick. That's the first thing they'll answer with. But I
Why
really
the
like
Ronaldo?
U2.
It's kind of why the Ronaldo comparison isn't terrible, because it's kind of like they're like Ronaldo's a prick, but good player.
Oh, the Waterboys, another good band. What's that song they sing? The whole of the moon. Oh, what's the name of it? You know what I'm talking about there, David.
Good hold up play.
Cranberries, not a good one. Haynes Stewart says refs are already in mid-season form. If we don't sign any attackers, do y'all see left wing back getting first?
Luca Williams-Barnett.
Yeah.
LWB is Luca Williams-Barnett.
Glenn Hansard is the name of the guy from that movie. 12 minutes to go here.
Ball out wide down our left side for Hoffenheim.
Defend this.
Deciding to play backwards. Good pressure from him.
Yeah, good pressure there. Get out.
When that
Well,
ref.
How is he not blowing that?
Excuse
He's standing there. He's standing there staring at it.
He's standing on top of his own. I mean, whoever made the referee shout.
Who actually picks these referees for behind the closed doors? Because if Tottenham do and they can't even pick a referee that's in our favour, fuck me.
Can't even get one in our own stadium. Anticore class. Ooh, bad turnover there. The ref is Jared Gillette wearing a mask, 100%.
Oh, good ball, Ty Hall.
Leave it to Spurs to have an Australian manager and an Australian referee hate us. It's just you were thinking, oh my gosh, maybe we'll get some favors here. Nope, turned out to be the one that hated us the most. To be fair to Jared Gillette, I would say his face is kind of less hateable than some of the other referees in the Premier League.
Sure.
That's also what's impressive about Premier League referees is they do seem to find guys with some of the most hateable faces.
Oh, the Pogues is a great band. My favorite song, I love Fairy Tale in New York, obviously, but what's the name of it? Rainy Night in Soho, that's it. Great bloody song. Great song. Oh, good play. Good touch, Williams. Moves it on to Ty. Ty down the line.
Fernandez. Ty Hall.
I want to go and win this game. Start passing forward. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, let's get one more banger before. Good touch from Luca Williams-Barnett.
That's tidy, that. Ty Hall, open your body. Look down the line.
So safe. Playing so safe. Like I said, I think it probably has to do with maybe some nerves. Bentancur loses it.
Well done.
Fernandez here. Fernandez, love that. Switch of play. Look at that pass.
What a pass. And it just holds up lovely.
The weight on it.
Skin it.
Oh, yeah. Good defending. The weight on that pass from Fernandez. Just
beautiful.
A cotton candy.
Imagine watching him, Tonali, or Bentancur on a Saturday, just picking passes around like that. It's going to be glorious. Now we just need proper four players to finish it off.
Just to the outside the foot there, Fernandez.
Here we go. Tottenham have Hoffenheim pen back. 11 men right behind the ball, deep in their half. Ty Hall. Good ball.
Fernandez gets turned here.
Fernandez. Not a bad effort to try and play him in behind. I would have liked him.
I think he'd have waited just half a second there just to let him get him behind. Danzo just shucking off whoever that was.
After his volley against Charlton, I would have liked to see him just pop one, to be honest.
Every time he's at the top of the box, he's got a license.
The ball there was sort of forcing it. I think he would have been better off shooting.
License to shoot, Fernandez.
Yeah.
The technique on some of his passing, though, even just that square ball he played into midfield with the outside of his foot.
Okay, Dave Ginola's getting a yellow card. He said, boy zone. Yellow card.
In behind here, Luca.
Oh, that's poor from the goalkeeper. Get on that. Well done. Jedward. That's a straight red, Davey.
We take no ownership of Churchill, says brother.
We don't claim Jedward. We'll hand that one to the people in England. You created Jedward. You can have him.
I like that. Brett's straight away on that, saying we don't claim him.
Fernandez is great. He just can't help it. He just can't help it. It's too tempting.
When you got that range. Sar.
Benjamin Button.
Danzo. Ty Hall. Bentancur class.
He's
Bentancur.
so classy. Honestly. The nickname Benton class is so appropriate to him.
I also just love a midfielder that does a first-time pass. Oh,
go on.
I will say, Reece Elliott, for a guy he's not especially big, but he has no problem getting physical with a
he
defender.
can throw himself around. Uses his body well.
He's not, for especially how young he is. He has no problem
putting
a shoulder in. Someone find back post. Reece Elliott.
Yeah.
Jumped too early, I think.
Oh.
Jumped too early because it kind of skinned off the top of his head. Yeah, for a kid, he looks like a kid, and he has no problem. Yeah, I jumped a little early, I think. Or maybe he didn't even need to jump.
Oh, it's a good ball in.
I think it's a great ball. I just don't even know if he needed to jump.
Yeah, he's got underneath. He's gone too early. Yeah, he's underneath it.
But looking at his face there, he looks every bit of a kid, and he's just been throwing himself into defenders.
He doesn't look like older than a 10-year-old with his face. He's got a real baby face. Oh, yeah. Get on that. Unlucky.
Luca, good skill. Oh, shucks him off there. Go, Luca.
Come on, Luca.
Ref?
Oh, Luca, you filthy boy. Unlucky.
He's getting in a fight here with the Hoffenheim player. To be
Don't let
fair,
him out.
Hoffenheim have made some dirty challenges. Yeah. Oh,
Will we
ref,
start at ref?
ref, you had to
Ref, can
control
we get a
this.
free kick here? I
Ref, get
mean,
control of this. This again, it's a preseason, man. You can't be doing this. Also, the kid's 18.
do you know what? There's a chance this kid could get minutes on the Deserby this year. You know,
He's good.
he is good. He's
The
quick
fact
feet. He's able to handle himself at this level.
he's big, he's able to handle himself when he gets pushed around, but also, I mean, he is skinning some of these full-grown senior players in any of the games he's played in. And he's got some pace, I will say, Luka Williams-Barnett, too.
Yeah. Thin Lizzy, another great shout by David Baker or Barker. Eddie, member for 28 months. Jedward, you said my names, boys. He says, so
Gakpo, anyone?
anyone?
I think Savinho looks to probably be the most likely, Eddie. I think it's just the
Has there
age.
been an
It's
update
just
on
it's going to
Gakpo?
take 20 years for it to get done, but I think Savinho is going to be the most likely, and then Gakpo looks to be moving, but I think that one might be just slightly less confident of happening. Savinho is really pushing for this move, Eddie, and so I just think it is going to get done. Even Aiden was saying he's also again been left out of training. I think it's getting done. And also Alistair Gold, I didn't finish the video, but Alistair Gold seemed to suggest that the transfers pretty much will be finished this week.
Once a player doesn't turn up for training, it sort of forces your hand, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham looking to maybe go for the winner here.
Yeah, Savinho pulled a little bit of an Isaac.
Bentancur, good ball out wide. Ajayi.
Oh, good idea. Ty Hall, just a little heavy for Bentancur. Someone come short for it. Kevin Danzo, once again, very high up the pitch. I think that's Hardy, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, not Hardy. What's his name? The guy who played against Liverpool with Olasesi. Who's the left back?
Oh, Kieran Menton. No?
No, Taylor. What was his name? The one that played for Tudor with Olasesi last season. Remember we had the two youngsters come on?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Bentancur, love that.
Well done. 2 minutes
Big
to
up
go.
Eddie, though. Generous support, my friend. Elite member, 28 months.
Legend, Eddie. Really appreciate the support, my man.
Jamie Donnelly.
Let's see if he can provide something here. 2 minutes to go.
Can we get a Don Bomber?
I'd love that. Oh, I'd love that. Austin. I'd watch that on repeat while having my bread and butter pudding.
I'm not sure if Middlesbrough need him. Maybe they already have enough creative midfielders, but if he does end up leaving, not a bad move if you were Middlesbrough to maybe get Jamie Donnelly. Just because of the relationship he has with Lancashire.
Yeah. And then also Ashley Phillips as well, who was also involved in that under 21s team at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a few Spurs players.
Oh, good turn. Wow.
I could just have half the composure Bentancur does.
Honestly, I could just sit there and watch his clips all day of the first time passing and the little silky turns. Okay, referee, can we get Vimmer away from the ball here, please?
Oh, it's a beautiful ball in behind.
Oh, he's in.
That's a
penalty.
pen. That's a
It's
pen
got to
or
be a
foul
penalty.
at least.
You gave Madison one outside the box, edge of the box.
Great ball
Bernardo.
from Bentancur. You're right, Dave. I think my midfield, you're right, Dave. That was a good shout. I think you mentioned that a month or two ago. What's the best midfield right now, especially with maybe Madison still coming back from injury? I think the best midfield is Fernandez, Tonali, Bentancur. Just let them just control the park. Doesn't really matter which one goes a bit further forward. It's just not getting the ball off of them.
I just don't see what, like, Gallagher doesn't add more than them, if you know what I mean.
They all work hard.
Especially in possession, yeah. Oh, can we go for a short one here?
None of them are passengers out of possession. Yeah.
Fernandez on the free kick. Be interested to see what sort of delivery we get here.
I mean, try to press Tonali, Fernandez, and Bentancur. Be impossible.
He's definitely going for goal here.
Yeah, it's interesting angle. It's right at the edge of the 18-yard box, but Back post.
It's way overhit.
Way over it.
The angle he was standing at the ball running up to hit it was never right.
I also felt like I thought he would be going for more of a driven kind of cross so that if any
Mm,
deflection, it could be headed any direction type of
yeah.
if you don't get a
But he
real clearance on it, then it could just go anywhere type of thing.
should have put Donnelly on that one and left for her.
True.
He's the hardly time wasting. I mean, just get on with the game.
I'm a little disappointed in Hoffenheim. I showed them a lot of praise yesterday, but I would say today there have been a few times where it's like, even in a preseason, it's like Getafe, you're like, that's a bit naughty.
Yeah.
To be fair, maybe they just don't want to be beaten twice.
Stevie says needed the Fraser dunk combo for a last minute winner. Hey, Jacka.
100%. I'm telling you, once you get my ping down, I'm not bad up top.
Al Dante says, think Dave and I are the long founder members of the Benton class in Kulu. Yeah, for sure. Jacko's in there too.
Does Fernandez have enough creativity to play more as a 10, says Lazy 8. We have finished 92 minutes.
There you go. 2-2.
They seem to have a love for each other, these two managers. I will say Hoffenheim's manager is not someone I would want to get in any sort of scuffle with or fight with. He's terrifying. Looks like Igor Tudor's cousin, as we said the other day. Lazy 8 saying, could Fernandez be kind of more as the creative 10? I just think, Nick, any of them would have that license to go forward because Tonali would probably prefer to play a bit deeper, but we saw he can create a good attacking move. When you look at Fernandez, good player, can hit one from outside the box. Bentancur too, under Conte was more of the box-to-box role than really Højbjerg was. So I just think they all could really have that license to maybe just move around, but maybe Fernandez would be the one just playing a little bit further up potentially.
Yeah.
But he has that really good passing range, so it is good to sometimes have him drop deep and just switch play or be able to pick someone out.
He works hard, Fernandez. He's a ball winner as well, so like he can do the other side of the great game that Gallagher gets so much glaze for, which is running about.
Q7 Jack, have you seen their gaff? I think getting stuck in is a requirement.
yeah, that's fair point.
Actually, probably correct. Let's take some more. El Dante, I would bin Gallagher if I could. Thanks for last season and everything. But yeah, I think that's what a lot of Spurs fans kind of feel about Gallagher is that he was actually, and that's why I mentioned in the balance of fairness, I have said that about Gallagher is that I don't really rate him, but it shows how good of a manager De Zerbi is that in those 7 games straight away, he was good for us, Gallagher. He was helping us a lot. And just what Dave sort of brought up, he was breaking up play, willing presser. It was kind of what we needed at the time. But now that we have more time to work on the style of play, more time to be able to, I think, play more like a progressive side, he kind of becomes less and less useful for the most part. But he was very useful for those 7 games for kind of the simple basics of what we needed. And to be fair to him, he's not a bad finisher, Gallagher, if you give him a chance. Even one of the goals he had this preseason was a good finish.
Would you consider Papa Matsar in that number 10 role?
I would prefer Papa Matsar than Gallagher, but yeah, just I have my opinion on Gallagher, but then always want to try to give him like what El Dante has done. I do give him credit though for those 7 games because I think he was crucial.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, you got to give him credit for them 7 games. He upped the work rate, and he got himself going, and it was crucial, especially in that Aston Villa away game. But as we're evolving, he's not good enough in the midfield. Like when he gets on the ball, he doesn't do anything with the ball. It's all safe. But you look at Tonali, Fernandez, they're spraying balls around like there's no tomorrow. You look at Bentancur, never gets caught in possession. Doesn't matter if there's 3 players around him, pops it off back first time accurately. Even Papa Matsar today. He's had more impact on the game in that number 10 role today or playing further up the pitch than what Gallagher has all preseason.
Yeah. El Dante saying, I love Bentancur. No, I love how he knows what to do with the ball before he's. That's what I'm saying, El Dante. One of my favorite characteristics in a midfielder. Sometimes why I have been critical of Bergvall is a midfielder that you see who plays a lot of nice first-time passes, or when he receives it, he knows how to get turned immediately, has sort of the picture of the pitch in his head before he receives it. Yep. I rate that in a midfielder. Whereas I think with Bergvall, he does seem sometimes a bit more reactive to things, but he has exceptional feet and skill and technique that I think he gets away with that a lot, that he doesn't seem to actually have the picture in his head beforehand, but he's good enough on the ball that he can just maneuver, improvise with it.
Mm.
Whereas with Bentancur, which I just love, it's so low. It's like low effort, Dave. You know what I mean? Where
If
he already he knows what he's going to do, and it just looks so smooth and composed. So I agree with Del Dante about that.
if
That's
you watch
personally why I like Bentancur.
if you watch Bentancur in a deep lying midfield role, he's absolutely perfect because he's very similar to what Luka Modric done for Real Madrid in that deep lying role. The ball comes in, players get drawn in thinking they're going to nick it off him. He just pops it off first time and we move out and get forward. Where he's nowhere near as good as Modric is,
Passing range, probably.
doesn't get his head up and look to put it over the top or mix it up a little bit. But
Hmm.
in that deep lying midfield role, he very rarely ever loses the ball. And that's the sign of a world class midfielder. Because sometimes you've got 2, 3 bodies coming in from angles, passing angles cut off. But you've already scanned that pitch and you already know where that's going before that even comes in. That's why Bentancur doesn't lose the ball. Because he's already scanned before it's even come into his feet and he knows where he's going. You look at Bergvall, a lot of the time he's taking touches because he hasn't done that scanning. He doesn't know
Hmm.
what he's going to do with it. He's making it up as it goes along. And that's the massive difference between him and someone like a Bentancur. Bentancur, if you go and watch Modric Real Madrid, when he was getting the ball in them deeper positions, teams would press him, he'd pop it off first time, and he'd done the same at Tottenham Hotspur, by the way. Pop it off first time and he's gone. Because with Modric, everyone thought, especially in the Premier League, look at the size of him, we'll take the ball off him, no problem. They went to press him and he made him look like a fool, and that's what Bentancur does.
And Q7, maybe he's talking about Bentancur here, but I agree. It's kind of like he has the first touch of almost a Berbatov kind of vibe as well, where it's just when he receives it, his first touch is just so good that he buys himself more seconds, more time than almost anybody else, really, when you have a first touch like that.
But
I really rate that in a player when their first touch every time is just exceptional.
again, like even if you look at Luka Modric, like when he did take the touch, his touch was always in the opposite direction of where the player was coming in.
Hmm.
Same with Bentancur, by the way. Same with Bentancur.
Knows where he
He
is.
knows where the player's coming from. Touches it 5 yards out that way. That way, the ball's never stuck under his feet, and he can move it on.
I
It's it's
agree.
it's brilliant in the midfield from Bentancur. People who haven't even baked him into their thinking in this midfield, and I've mentioned him all preseason. Do not give up on this guy. He's a lot to offer Bentancur moving forward. De
And to,
Zerbi will love him.
and to be fair, this is also some of the things with why sometimes I try to be balanced with some of these players in my opinions of them, and that Thomas Frank, I think, has truly poisoned a lot of people's opinions of players. Where some people who
Yeah,
might not rate Bentancur, I think is personally just because Thomas Frank basically erased all of the images of good play that Bentancur probably
yeah.
had with people. And then same thing with other players that maybe we're failing to mention. So I just want to mention that too, that Thomas Frank has absolutely corrupted our minds. Um, Fernandez is unbelievable, says Limpy Down Under, some of the passing range that he shows. And we've been crying out for a guy like that for a while now because I think who's the last player that you'd say was really good at switching the play, really long diagonals? Maybe a Hoiberg, but nowhere near as good
Kane.
as nowhere Kane, obviously. Easier one to maybe mention. But yeah, we've been needing a guy like that who can just be able to play the over the top, huge switch of play. Been crying out for that for a while.
Yeah,
Because then it also forces teams further back. Because then you do have a guy that can easily pick out a huge long diagonal. Then all of a sudden you're in a bad
yeah.
position. So I think
Well,
it
like it
makes
helps
teams even more cautious of pressing you and whatnot.
100% because, like, what you will see is that a lot of teams do employ the man for man press in the Premier League. But what Tottenham's never had the answer of is that guy that can pick up that ball and put one in over the top, and then all of a sudden they go, well, hang on, we better drop a little bit here. And then all of a sudden you ease your way into the game, you gain control of it. Tottenham haven't had that over the last few years. We've had a lot of ball carriers, a lot of people who wanted to run with it, and end up getting caught out in possession. This year, come and press us, no problem. Tonali or Fernandez, which one do you want to play the 60-yard ball over the top of you? You know what I mean? It's going to be a different Tottenham this year because we have the answers to be able to beat the press a lot more this year, in my opinion.
Hmm.
We just
Lazy
need
eight.
4 players to finish it.
Mhm. Lazy eight saying I would keep Sarr till January at least, and then get him maybe a good move when Xavi Simmons comes back and when Matters is more fully fit. I mean, to be fair, we will have this issue, Nick, when around, like you're saying, halfway through the season, we'll have some players coming back from injury, and then we'll have a pretty bloated squad, and then there will be some tough decisions. And then we're already going to be playing one game a week. Hopefully, we're still in all the domestic cup competitions, but it's something to be mentioned that, yeah, the squad will all of a sudden start to look a little bit bloated.
Yeah.
for sure. Just going to
But
take some more.
as a manager, that's a dream headache to have. A lot
Exactly.
of very talented, fully fit players to pick from.
And then guys who are coming back from injury usually have that motivation to want to prove themselves again, get themselves
Yeah.
in confidence and in form. So absolutely. C4 saying Sar was absolutely done over by the last three managers, including Ange. Yeah, kind of true.
Yeah.
Especially Frank. I just thought Frank was more criminal in the fact that he was playing well, and then for some reason just dropped
He
out
was
of
the
nowhere.
source of all of our goals at one point.
And it didn't do that with just Sar. Did that with Tell, I remember. Did that with Odebear at one stage. Did that with a few players. Where Palhinha, I remember he dropped Palhinha for 4 or 5 games. Or like
Yeah.
Palhinha's probably been one of our
Yeah.
best players this season. It just didn't make sense with Thomas Frank. I think honestly
The guy
that
was
guy
a
might
ball.
just overthink things so much that he just
The
I don't
job
know
was too
what it.
big for him.
Yeah.
The job was way too big for Tommy.
The amount of
Way.
rotation he was doing, it was just insane. Yeah.
By the way, a lot of people did think the rotation was great until they learned. Of course, sometimes you have to learn along the way, but yeah, he over rotated. I'm
Well,
hoping the Derby this year will try and put out a consistent lineup, and you'll see the benefits of it.
there was maybe some merit to it until he started dropping literally the most informed players, and then you're
But the
just like,
thing
that
is,
doesn't make
he
any
got
sense.
glazed.
Why would you drop your best player from the last
But
game?
everyone glazed the rotation. Look, we're not suffering injuries. It's great. Ange didn't rotate. That's why we suffered all the injuries. And what happened? Everyone got injured. So
Mm.
rotation is it's overthinking a lot of the times, in my opinion. To your point, Jack, I just think it's overthinking, not being able to just go, do you know what, things are looking good out there, and not being able to resist tinkering with the lineup and stuff. It's madness.
Aiden saying, watch Savino's 24-25 highlights. You will be moved. Sligo Spurs saying, great point about how Frank tainted the players' reputation. So effed up. Thank you, Sligo. We occasionally have it in us. Thank you. Saying good point as well to Lazy 8. Sligo being very kind. We're assuming our squad will stay fit. Yeah, Olympia, it's always a big assumption.
Do you know what? C4 makes a great point there. Sarr did assist the Europa League final goal, and that is another thing that goes unmentioned with this guy. And when we talk about Sarr, I know a lot of people sort of, oh, but what's he good at? Like, these boys are just hyping him for no reason. He just affects games more than any of the other young midfielders, even more than what Gallagher does in terms of goals and assists and stuff like that. So, fair point. I do think people overlook that a hell of a lot. Johnson got all the glaze for barely touching the ball, but it was Papa Sarr. And by the way, he won the ball in midfield, if I'm correct, and then ended up with the assist for the goal as well.
Europa League final goal, I give so much more credit to Bob Matasar than anyone. I think it's more his. And also,
with the talk around Sarr, I just feel like his impact in that moment doesn't get any recognition. Like, we all talk about Johnson's win or Romero or Van de Ven,
Yeah. Q7 saying it's why I thought Paul Scholes was the best to me. He already had the pitch completely scanned before the ball reached him, and then he also would have a ping to be able to find you. Well said.
Yep.
Lenworth saying, great work, guys. Brilliant to see you both. I think we're in good shape. However, it shows how heavy the injuries have been over the last 2 seasons. Kudus, Kulusevski, Simmons, Odebear, all good forwards out. Great comment, Lenworth.
But Spurs can't sit there and pray they come back. They can't take the gamble. Go out and get them. Go out and get the players, bring them in, and then when these guys come back, they have a new level to hit.
Mm-hmm. Lenworth saying very few have been as good as Modric. Almost feels inappropriate to compare anybody to him. I do know it should be. He's my goat. He is my goat, Luka Modric.
I'm not comparing Bentancur to Modric, but I'm trying to highlight the quality skill set that he has similar to a Luka Modric in the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wrong player to compare him to, but, because he was a Spurs midfielder and Real Madrid midfielder, went on to be Ballon d'Or winner. Because of the hate Bentancur gets. I think they're the things people don't look at it and go, do you know what? You need someone like that in midfield to be able to control possession.
He's also, as well, like Lenworth is bringing up, he's had some rough times with injuries. Like, not as much he's maybe a tad bit injury prone, but I would say some of his injuries have just been kind of horrifically unlucky, right? Where he had like that terrible concussion and just a lot of times where he just kind of felt bad for him, really, in terms of the injuries. Great entertainment, says Delboy. Thank you.
Appreciate that, though.
Imagine if we had a midfield of Modric and Dembele, El Dante, stop.
No.
Even with Modric, what I loved about the World Cup, too, that's how good he is I remember when the Croatian players lost, it was like messy for them, where they were all just crying and like all spending 10 minutes talking with him and everything. It's just like this guy really is, in my opinion. I think most people share opinion. I personally think he's probably my favorite midfielder of all time, easily.
I
Modric.
love I
Yeah.
always love what Robbie Keane says about him, and he done another podcast recently on the Peter Crouch podcast, and he talks about Modric as a rival. When he arrived, the Spurs players in the dressing room were sort of like all giggling, going, "This guy is not going to last 5 minutes here," with the size of him and everything else. And he said about 10 minutes into training, they all changed their
They
opinion
all
on the
respect
guy
him.
because they
Yeah.
couldn't get close to him, couldn't take the ball off him, and then that was happening in games, and they just used to giggle, like when they used to pass him the ball because they knew no one was going to take it off him. He was that good.
Yeah.
That's the measure of a man. To walk into a dressing room and everyone write you off and within 10 minutes change their opinion.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure I'm not missing.
And by the way, Modric played in an era where you were allowed to get a lot more pressure on the player and get away with a lot more tackles than what you would anywhere near nowadays.
He could handle himself. But that was the thing. He was so good where it's like, even if you did try to run through him, the ball was already off his foot, onto the player. And then it was immediate. It would be then a yellow card or whatever. It's just like, he was that good where he just knew how to handle himself with guys that would try to bully him and whatnot. It's just, like I brought up before, I think when we were talking about Bergvall and some of his positional issues for like showing for the ball, I also think Modric is one of the best I've ever seen at just, for some reason, it found it so hard to mark him and track him, where he just always was popping up in the right position and just received the ball and then just had time like for days to be able to pick out a pass as well, which again, I really rate in a midfielder to know where to stand, where to receive it as well. I think is also really underrated. Because sometimes you look at certain midfielders and you're like, why is he not getting on the ball? He's almost hiding a bit. And I think that's
Harry Winks
sometimes
used to be an expert at that.
yeah.
Expert.
hiding behind a player. Whereas
Yeah.
Modric always seemed to just be wide open, and I think that's again a skill and an intelligence that.
But again, the difference
hard to
between
teach.
both players is Modric knows he's never going to lose the ball. Winks doesn't want it because he knows he's going to lose it. It shows the caliber between players. And Lemmer, you don't need to apologize whatsoever. We're not taking offense to it or anything like that. Trust me.
Yeah, talk about Modric all day if we could. Winks was an even cheaper Gallagher. That's funny. I'm not seeing Bentancur knee issue. Yeah, a few seasons ago really has impacted him. He's had horrific injuries, so I do feel for him. Because at one point under Conte, he really was looking like one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
Yeah. He was scoring goals under Conte.
Yeah. He was doing everything. He was breaking up play, scoring goals. Him and Højbjerg were
pressing the goalkeeper, and you're sitting there scratching your head and going, "Is that not Kane's job?"
Him and Højbjerg were a two-man midfield, always outnumbered midfield, and handled themselves well as a two. And I think it was especially because Bentancur too he had incredible range of movement to be able to cover ground and whatnot too. Just a beast. But yeah, I agree. I don't think he has that maybe same level of maybe even range and athleticism that maybe once did. Comes with injuries. That's the price of injuries. You do lose sometimes that yard.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing any other comments. It's been a very chill watch along, by the way, everybody. Really, really nice. It's been plenty entertaining. I mean, the game, I wouldn't say there were a ton of takeaways for the most part. I think probably the biggest issue was in the first half was, like we pointed out, was I just think maybe part of the reason Spurs struggled to get out of their own half was because the back four, including Brandon Austin, are all so poor on the ball for what we're trying to do. Because with De Zerbi, right, we're trying to lure the opposition into pressing us, and then we play quick combinations to then draw them out, and then we can easily transition on them. But if your defenders are all a little hesitant to play those dangerous passes, I think you're going to struggle then, and I think that's what was happening. We started to get a lot better in the second half, though, to be fair. I think it looked a lot better in the second.
Just a quick update to add more fuel to the fire of Savinho. He's been left out of Man City's squad today completely.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the one that might get done first, to be fair.
So I would expect maybe that deal to get done this week.
Yeah. And that might be then, I would say, we'll see. We'll talk about it, of course, on panel shows and whatnot. But
yeah,
he would probably be the guy to play on the right. And then it's a toss-up who might play through the middle. I don't want it to be Gallagher, but we'll see. And Tell on the left, and then probably Richarlison up top for the time being.
Prue, baby.
I think I'd be more comfortable to playing Savino straight away than I would be a whole new striker or someone like that
Mm,
than Richarlison, to be honest. I'd probably wait the striker, whichever one we get in. I think you maybe give Richie the first game, just since
yeah,
he's already kind of accustomed to the system. He has been scoring, to be fair
yeah,
to him,
yeah.
in the preseason.
Well, Dom Solanke can't
And
even
we're
get
just
him set
desperate
now.
for the right winger more than we are. Like,
Yeah,
we literally
yeah,
don't have a right winger right now. Like Mikey Moore is playing on the right, and he doesn't play on the right. He can, but he's not really a right winger. So that's probably the more needed one.
yeah,
It's got the cockerel flu, says Neil Shafton. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
uh, but I think we'll leave it there, everybody. Thanks so
yeah.
much for plenty of generous support. Great hang, lots of laughs, great vibes. Neil
Good.
Shafton, good to have you back with us. Thank you for the generous support from earlier. Jerome, apologies about my comment on the Australian pitch, but good to have you back, Jerome. Hopefully, we get to chat with you sometime soon. Adrian Chia from earlier, big up to Adrian, and then Russell Sprouts with one of the best super chats I think we've ever seen, and one of the best names. And then Eddie, 28 months of lovely, lovely support. So many great names in the house tonight. We'll leave it there, though. Thank you
Yeah,
all. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And Spurs are back. No more preseason games. It all is starting to get back into the feeling of Premier League, the drama, the spectacle, the
next weekend.
consequences. It's all getting very real again, everybody. Get ready. 9
It's
months of your
back.
lives back in it.
Yeah.
We'll see you all very soon. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Have a good weekend.